anyway for their internal one. She certainly had a fantastic game, but I thought that so many of West players did. I thought both fullbacks, her and Wellington, were unbelievable, Cote. I thought they won their positions really, really well.
They were very important in the attacking part of the game, and I think, great to see also West coming back from 1-0 to 2-1.
Yeah.
That's big. That shows that how strong they are becoming as a team.
Matty Wright, I thought, Alessio mentioned this earlier, she really, really had a big second half and just provided so much of the impetus for that turnaround.
You don't see much Matty having the ball dribbling, but the movement of the ball, and what she creates by doing that and how quick she can be on those tight spaces, it makes an impact for West. I
couldn't agree with you more. Now we are going to throw down to Alessio. He has the player that we've just been talking about with him, Matty Wright, and if he can get hold of that umbrella in those conditions, he'll be able to give us the interview. Over to you, Alessio.
Yeah, thank you. I've got one of the players of the match here, Matty Wright. That second half, he just came out with a lot of impetus and a lot of pressure. What was the team talk like at half-time?
I think we were pretty disappointed with our first half. We knew we needed to come out firing, so I think super proud of the girls. I think it was the little things that we were probably missing in that first half, and credit to Burks, they came out firing. But I think, just took our chances in that second half and probably were a bit more connected.
Yeah, and I thought especially yourself coming out in the second half, a lot of pressure, probably made the first goal and then you scored it. And then the second one as well, you put on a platter for Nina and to finish it as well. But how did you feel coming into that second half? Did you feel like yourself didn't get as much of the ball in the first half, and the second half you really wanted to put your stamp on this game?
Yeah, I think felt like our whole midfield was pretty disappointed. I think we probably gave them a bit of an easy first half and we wanted to come out firing. But I think credit to everyone. It was a whole team effort today, so super proud of the girls.
And you guys have had so many grand final moments, but finishing that in as soon as the storm just comes along, how does that feel as a player?
Yeah, don't think we'll get that again. Pretty special, but just happy to celebrate with the team.
Yeah, well, hopefully a couple more knee slides here to celebrate, but well done, great game.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alessio. And with Matty Wright, who was one of West's best today, scored their equaliser and had a fantastic second half. West Adelaide, they've started the cup run with a 6-3 win over Sturt Lions in the round of 16, 3-0 over Campbelltown, and that was at Campbelltown in the quarterfinal, and an 8-1 win in the semi-final up at the Summit. 2-1 today. It was the toughest one of the lot, and you would expect that would often happen in a final. And they had to come from behind, as we've mentioned. Just a word, though, Cote, on West Torrens Burkalla. They were a little bit under strength today, and, they've had a very good season. Obviously there's still a lot to go, but they did put up a real fight today.
They did first half. I thought they were very good technically, creating opportunities, playing from the back, playing good football. So it shows them they able and capable to do that. Of course, and again, it's you gotta have one winner. And West this time, they are strong. They deserve it. They've been good the whole season. Good on Matty as well. Congratulations. She's been having a great season so far. And from Burkalla, they still on top three. So it's going to be a good side to compete against.
They've still got finals to look forward to. They haven't, I don't think they've quite officially clinched a spot in the finals, but realistically they will be playing finals in a few weeks' time. We're just about to have some of the presentations here for the sides and for the officials today. So first up it will be the officials. Referee Judah Tan, who I thought did a splendid job today. The assistants Indiana Van Dies and Charlotte Clark. The fourth official Ellie Seaton, and the shadow referee Anne Davies. After that, as would be custom, the runners-up, Burkalla. They did have a great run. I think it's worth remembering that they had to knock Comets out, a strong Comets out in the semi-final up at the Summit. That match went to extra time and to penalties. They won the shootout 6-5. So they certainly had to earn their spot here with a big semi-final encounter. And now they will come up to receive their runners-up medals. And just watch those presentations as they go ahead. There'll be some sore players after that game, aren't there? And those sort of conditions can be a little bit tougher on the muscles and the ligaments.
Yeah, a little bit heavier on the legs when you're playing with the rain. A little bit soft the pitch becomes. So I guess a good recovery for them. League is back next weekend. Excited. And again, congratulations to these two teams who made the final.
Yeah, well, in fact, you know very well that they'll be back next week in the league, because you'll be playing Burkalla a week from today at Jack Smith Park at 4 o'clock. It'll be Burkalla versus Salisbury Inter. As we mentioned, West Adelaide are back in 6 days' time, 8:30 p.m. Friday at Kilburn, where they will officially wrap up the premiership if they're able to take the 3 points against Modbury Vista. So the Burks players continuing to get their medals. I mean, it's never nice getting a loser's medal, but you know, I think it's worth representing that you have made it to the final, and that is an achievement still.
I think you're never happy to just say we made it to the final. I think what gives you more is like we did our best, you know, and players are happy if you have done 100, given 100%. That what keeps you happy after, and maybe not happy, but you know, satisfied for what you have done. I mean, again, West is a strong side, really difficult to play against, and credit to the coaches as well for keeping the team not just together, but Costa being able to deliver and then communicate what he's looking for. So
that's worth bearing in mind. Burkalla won this competition in 1991 when it was called the Bayletti Trophy. Their women's program fell over. It came back in 2020. They haven't won anything since. But they have made the semi-finals of this competition twice. Looks like Nina Yamada's won the player of the match. Another great performance from this fantastic player who we're so lucky to have in our competition.
One assist, one goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
And that was a terrific finish too. She really liked the way she will come a long way back if she needs to get into the game and retrieve the ball.
Yes, she's a technical player, and she needs to, you know, use her strength, which is getting the ball and creating sometimes.
The West Adelaide, they were such a nearly team in the late 2010s. They'd often be runners-up, maybe third in something. They were often behind Adelaide City and Metro in those days, but since we've come into the 2020s, West Adelaide have turned a lot of those runners-up and thirds into trophies, and have done it again today. And players coming up in the order of their shirt numbers. So Blackett gets her medal now, but will very shortly lift the trophy for West Adelaide. And of course, even the unused subs are able to share in this and receive something for it. There's Nadia Bakeri, who didn't get on today. Was an unused sub. Piper Cosgrove, of course, she did, as did Emma Ryan, who is coming up. But also the reserve keeper, Jade Buckland. Tessie Mitchell, unused today, but scored the winner, or at least the goal that clinched the cup final for West 2 years ago against Sturt Lions. Made it 4-2 in stoppage time on that occasion. And Amelia Yusuf Bella Nelligan coming up as well, and now the coaches and officials of West Adelaide to receive. And after that extraordinary shower, which I thought included even a little bit of hail, suddenly the sun's out here at Service FM Stadium, so that'll be nice for all the photos and all these are just wonderful memories for players, aren't they?
It is. I was just thinking about that, Paul, and it brings memory to me, and I'm pretty sure every single player who loves to be out there. It takes work, it takes dedication, and I think this moment inspires so many players.
Absolutely. You see that, and that's what you want to be. Here comes the trophy. Well, firstly, the winners' banner there. And the trophy for the Cup Queens, West Adelaide. Winners again. And all the players will join now to be part of the trophy celebration. They don't get tired of winning this group, and they will be eyeing off more silverware. Well done, West Adelaide. Just have a quick look as we look at these pictures. We'll have a quick look at the goals that decided this game in a moment. See West Adelaide enjoying these fantastic moments. Here's the first one. Burke's taking the lead. Caitlin Reardon putting in the cross, and Murphy's intervention there. It went straight into the path of Dylan Holmes, who finished that very, very well indeed. Ball was still bouncing, had to keep it down, but Dylan Holmes made no mistake, and that was Burke's taking the lead, which they took into the half-time break. Then in the second half, that little ball through from Nina Yamada, and Matty Wright, who had a fantastic second 45 minutes, finished brilliantly there. It had been very difficult for West to find a way past Ayano Kurosawa, who had a really, really good game in goal for Burks. And then here was Yamada dispossessing Robertson and scoring brilliantly to put West Adelaide in front, a lead they would not then relinquish. Fantastic goals, Cote.
Great goals, great play, and again, seeing both teams really playing football, it's really good for us, women football, and hopefully, next year we'll see other teams out there. Hopefully
you'll be back out there.
Hopefully.
Although I like having you as a co-commentator. There's always the silver lining. I tell some players, I say, if you don't make the final, you can join me up here.
I know. I'm getting used to it. A few years now.
Now, I'm just going to go back down to Alessio. I think he's got Laurianne Renault, but she's just taking a couple of photos of the goalkeepers. But when you're ready, Alessio, it's back to you with Laurianne Renault.
Yes, with one of the new signings here at West Adelaide, Laurianne Renault. How did you feel of that? What a game, what an atmosphere, and what a weather.
Oh, yeah, it was such a dramatic end to it, but we're really proud of the team and all of the efforts. The second half was awesome. We came back from, we were losing 1-0, and then, we came back from it. So I think that just speaks volumes about our group, and, yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, a great defensive performance from your back line as well. I mean, you kept a lot of the players who have scored a lot of goals in this league out as well at that second half. What was the team talk like? What was the mood like in the change rooms at half-time?
Obviously, I think we had a pretty good half. We had some adjustments to do, but overall, keeping calm, staying focusing on our football, our style, and just going for it, really.
Yeah, and obviously, I think this is your first trophy with West Adelaide. What is the celebration going to be like tonight? Hopefully somewhere warm?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's my first trophy, so we'll definitely celebrate with the team at the club. I've got my mom here, so she did the whole trip from Canada, so I'll definitely spend some time with my family.
Yeah, maybe get over there for a bit of warm summer at the moment as well. But now, great game. Good to see you, and yeah, good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alessio. Thank you, Laurianne Renault. And fantastic that she's got family out here from Canada to see this game. I don't think she's the only one. Emma Ryan, I'm pretty sure, has family down from Darwin, where she's from, who have come to this cup final as well. And as I've mentioned, hello to anybody who's watching this from a long way away that has connections with any of these players. All right, well, we're about to bring this particular coverage to an end. In about 15 minutes' time, I think you will see the kickoff of the men's edition, the cup final for the men. That should be an absolutely fantastic game between Cumberland and Beograd. And just a reminder that the final score here in the 2026 WMPL and WSL Cup final was West Torrens Berkala 1, West Adelaide 2. Cote Rojas, always a pleasure to have you on board. Thank you so much for bringing your expertise and your insights into this game.
Thank you so much for having me. Anytime, Paul.
And don't forget that league action will recommence on Friday night, where West Adelaide will try to get themselves another trophy, which they will do if they defeat Modbury Vista at Kilburn on Friday evening. Thanks also to Alessio out there for being our boundary rider, who's done an absolutely fantastic job. But we have to wind up here. Enjoy the Men's Cup final and have a great rest of the weekend.
Yeah, very proud. Obviously, we had heartbreak last year getting to the same stage, and that took a lot out of us, to be honest. It took a good couple of weeks to get over it. You know, we're there for a reason. We didn't get there 2 years in a row out of chance. So very, very proud of the boys, and I've seen a big maturity in the boys in 12 months.
It's a real good buzz around the boys, around the club, so we're keen for whatever challenge lies ahead and the next coming weeks, because it's going to be pretty massive.
Look, I think in a cup final, everything else goes out the window. Ladder placings, division you're in. I think it's all out the window on a cup final day. We've seen it all around the world. I'm sure Phil, as we've seen in parts of this season, they've been very organised and hard team to beat. They'll never die attitude, and I think it's going to be a very big challenge.
Come out in numbers. We all appreciate your support. We all know you're there for us. We all know that we've got the upper hand in the 12th man. Hopefully we all get to celebrate together, win or lose. It's just been a special ride, and we've loved having you there every step of the way.
Cumberland itself it's a fantastic place. I think we've created a genuinely really good football environment with a great group of players. The club itself have got some fantastic people, and to get a trophy in there would be outstanding.
It's my first season as a captain at Cumberland. Yeah, very rewarding, very nice to lead the boys out and kind of go out with the boys and enjoy the moment together.
I think it's not just myself that's pleased with the journey. I think it's everyone at the football club. It's obviously a tremendous achievement to get to the grand final versus Beograd, and we're looking forward to that. On a personal level, I think it's the culmination of a lot of work at the football club, and then obviously to get over and across the line to get into the final is a great achievement, and we're all very, very proud of that.
I'd say to get behind us. In the previous game against Cobras, kind of felt you there. It was rewarding for us as well as for you guys. So yeah, just support us and be there for us.
$58 down to just 2. A record number of participating teams in the South Australian Cup preliminary rounds brings us here to the 113th Federation Cup final. Two sides whose most recent cup success came in the mid to late 2000s gives us a cup final full of intrigue. In 2005, FK Beograd defeated their big rivals Adelaide Croatia Raiders after extra time brought them to a 2-1 win, but their most recent cup final experience was not a positive one. It came back in 2013 where they went out on penalties to Adelaide City. Cumberland United, they most recently in 2009 went the complete distance as a second-tier club to defeat First Division side Campbelltown City 5-4 on penalties after a 0-0 draw. Is it to be a similar story once again? We welcome you to Service FM Stadium for the Federation Cup final between FK Beograd and Cumberland United. I'm Seb O'Neill. It's lovely to have your company this afternoon for this huge match between first-tier FK Beograd and second-tier Cumberland United. I'm joined alongside David Grant and Alessio Carocci on the sidelines. We'll go down to Alessio in a moment, but David, very quickly before the national anthems, welcome alongside me. Looking forward to this one heaps.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, this is the culmination of the knockout competition that we have here in South Australia, and the two teams that have made it all the way through to the end here, FK Beograd and Cumberland United, face off. And they've both obviously qualified already for the Han Australia Cup round of 32, but this is for the title of Cup winners here in our state.
Before we go through the lineups, we'll pause for the Australian national anthem.
Thank you.
With the pleasantries about to get underway, we'll go through the two starting lineups, starting with the designated home side of FK Beograd. In goal, in between the sticks, Alexander Woodlands. We anticipate a back four of Marcus Orchard, Marco Torriani, Cooper Nunn, and Massimo Falco. A midfield of Jason Constantopoulos, Forobert Neonkuru, and Brandon Centofanti, with a forward line of Daniel Atkinson, Lorenzo Baselli, and Abu Hussein. Our refereeing staff, as you can see there, referee in the middle, Tom Brinkworth. Assistant referees, Nick Elegant and Jaden Betterman, with fourth official, is Jaden Betterman. Assistant referees, Nick Elegant and Dion Turner. We saw there with the ball as well, shadow referee Lucas Hadjis. Two captains of Massimo Falco and Ellison Dunton for Cumberland undergoing the coin toss. And we'll go through the starting lineup for Cumberland United as well. In goal, number 1, Luke Schoen. Another back four of Thomas Scott, Daniel Labasso, Ellison Dunton, and Lachlan Wisniewski. A midfield of Anik Wanakula Soria, Alex Redmond, and Jack Yule, and a forward line with Seb Tui, Diamond Min, and up front, their top goal scorer in the Cup, Hugo Remington. Certainly plenty to look out for today, David, but what's the one thing that you're looking forward to most?
Oh, well, just the fact that it is a cup final. This is a game that is a one-off. I mean, anything can happen. Cumberland come into this and they're the underdogs. They come into this in a little bit of mixed form, it has to be said, and I'm sure FK Beograd will be relishing the opportunity to get another trophy. They haven't won one in, 17 years? 2009, I think, was the last one, so it's a long time for FK Beograd.
Absolutely. Cumberland United, of course, the second-tier side here in South Australia. Not too often, you think, as a second-tier club, do you get the opportunity to play in a cup final such as this. But it's an opportunity they have to take with both hands, David, really.
Absolutely, yeah. And as you mentioned, there's a lot of history behind this as well. It all started in 1907. Mr. Charles Webb and Mr. Jay Harris presented and sponsored a cup to be competed for by all senior clubs in the state on a knockout basis. They wanted something that was modelled on the English FA Cup. And here we are, still playing it 117 odd years later. First final was played at Lindsay Circus, which is now where Cooper Stadium is. All those years ago, won by the Cambridge club. Obviously long defunct now, not around anymore. But here we are, as you mentioned before, the next edition, or the current edition, about to get underway.
Cup final 113 here in South Australia, the second oldest in the country behind Western Australia's. And it will be FK Beograd to take kick-off through Jason Constantopoulos.
I must correct myself as well. I said 2009 was FK Beograd's last win. It was 2005. 2009 for Cumberland.
Yes.
Yeah. So 21 years since FK Beograd lifted the trophy.
More history possibly to be made here in this Federation Cup final for 2026. Kick-off. And first touch for Forobert Neonkuru, which goes right out of play. Weather was much poorer earlier today than it is now. We had a massive downpour before the WNPL WSL Cup final, which resulted in that Cup final actually being delayed slightly. That's why this kickoff was about 10 minutes late. But since that downpour, I don't think we've had any rain, David.
No, it came out quite brightly after that. But I tell you what, these two sets of players were warming up in the middle of that downpour, and they would have needed the warm up in that kind of inclement weather as well. So they've come out here. They look fresh, just having started, but they did do a full warm up in the torrential downpour.
A long switch ball, able to be taken down by Lachlan Wisniewski. Speaking about the pitch, we'll go down in a moment to Alessio Carocci pulling double shift this afternoon. Alessio, how has the pitch held up from that WNPL WSL Cup final?
Yeah, as you said, just at the final whistle, that was when most of the pour came, and maybe even a little bit of hail, I don't know, but the pitch has done all right. I think the worst part is right in front of me here on the halfway line where the players walk out. But what I can see from the off as well is a lot of players wearing their medals, which I'm glad to see. Hopefully we'll see more people on their feet in this game. And a lot of the grand finals we've seen here, I mean, take us back to the last men's grand final here. Last year we saw the underdog take away the win there. So you never know what can happen. I'm really excited for this one.
Thanks for that, Alessio. We'll go down to you throughout the match. It's lovely to have you alongside us this afternoon. As a FK Beograd free kick. It's to be taken by Cooper Nunn. Right back towards Marco Toriani. Played in this fixture last year. Captained Adelaide Croatia Raiders in that losing effort, unfortunately for him. Finds himself at FK Beograd this season. The central defender, the Italian central defender. Leon Kuru. And scored in the Cup semi-final to qualify them for the national round of 32. As this one's chased down, Orchard having to just tap it back to Kupanan, and he'll clear upfield. Baselli in a battle which the ball stays in for. Baselli still going right towards the byline, and final touch comes off the Italian midfielder for a Cumberland goal kick.
He's persistent down that left-hand side there, Baselli. He thought he'd maybe won the corner, but good defending there by Labasso, putting it out, and it'll be a goal kick for Cumberland. Looks shown to take that one.
Last meeting between these two was back in 2022 when Cumberland were last in the NPLSA, a 3-0 win for FK Beograd. Josh Murray scoring twice, Ninko Beric with one. Only two players remaining from that match for FK Beograd, being Andoni Natsiopoulos on the bench tonight and Massimo Falco, of course, starting and wearing the captain's armband. So not too much recent history between these two. Throw in the way of Cumberland United. Wisniewski taking it. So Defanti winning the header, and then Abu Hussein, his touch, taking it out for a throw. Talented young forward is Abu Hussein. Former Para Hills Knights, was with them last year. Brother of current Adelaide United player Amlani Tatu. On trial with Adelaide United as well early on this season. Gets the nod up front when we were perhaps caught by surprise in the inclusion of Anthony Trimboli on the bench, David. Not by anything too serious, but more so he hasn't been involved in a matchday squad for quite a number of weeks, and
it's maybe about having a presence there. You know, he's not at full fitness, and he's looped back into this squad now. You're right, he has been missing for much of this season, actually, with injury. So maybe just about getting him back in.
Baselli putting the low ball in which Thomas Scott will try and clear. It will be a free kick the way of Cumberland, as you see a massive contingent of fans gathering behind that goal. Very good to see people out of numbers. Again, with that weather, we thought perhaps might sway people away from coming, but it's good to see good numbers out.
Just on the weather and the conditions underfoot, it is slippy out there. We did watch the earlier games here, and it is slippy underfoot. We expect to see a little bit of that, I guess, unpredictability of the ball as it bounces and as the players try to turn. I'm sure they're wearing the right boots and the right studs for the conditions, but it would be tricky underfoot.
Wisniewski has Diamond Min as the option and does use Diamond Min. Plays a lovely ball out wide to Seb Tui. Only has Hugo Remington in the box as an option. Falls back out to Baselli, but Cumberland able to press and regain possession. In all honesty, David, the main thing we were talking about off air before this game started is what's going to happen in the first half an hour. That could possibly change a game, decide a game, because as we said, Cumberland very much the underdogs and maybe not expected by most to get something out of this. But again, a good first 30 minutes from them puts them in a good position.
Absolutely. I think from Cumberland's perspective, it's about not conceding early and possibly not conceding in this first half. I mean, I certainly wouldn't put them out of contention for scoring. I think Hugo Remington up front, they've got a really potent striker. They've got Sebastian Tui playing just behind him and Diamond Min in support on the right-hand side. So although Hugo Remington's up there by himself, he is supporting those two other players at this point in time. I expect Cumberland maybe to start the game defensively and be focused on not conceding early and maybe wear down Beograd's patience. Beograd also need to be mindful of Cumberland's tendency to score late in a game. Nearly a third of Cumberland's league goals have come in the last third of a game, the last 15 of a game.
Cumberland's throw here, which Wisniewski will take towards Alex Redmond. Here's Redmond again. Back to the option of Jack Yull.
And the longer it goes on as well, Cumberland's confidence will build. You know, they've come into this facing an NPO side. You know, they shouldn't feel daunted by them. And the longer they can progress through this half, the more their confidence will grow.
Centofanti with the uncomfortable header. Goes out for the goal kick in the end.
Remington, the striker we just talked about before there with the final header there. He's got 3 league goals and 4 in the cup. He scored more goals in the cup than he has in the league. This is his competition.
Scored 2, of course, against Cobras in that semi-final a few weeks ago now. 2 different kinds of cup runs in terms of opponents for these two. FK Beograd facing 3 NPL sides, 1 State League 1 and 1 State League 2. That was Adelaide Titans in the first round. Cumberland United, 3 State League 2 sides. That big win against Adelaide City 1-0, and then, of course, State League 1 Adelaide Cobras in the semi-final.
The Adelaide City win was a statement, wasn't it? I mean, until that point, I think everybody was maybe a little bit dismissive of Cumberland. But that 1-0 win over NPL side Adelaide City, with all that history and tradition behind them, was a big statement.
Spread out wide by Tui, and now Jack Yull.
Interestingly enough, Cumberland's cup games have all been at home, apart from the neutral game here, which was the semi-final that we covered a couple of weeks ago. So,
and then FK Beograd alternatively, all away.
All away. So yeah, FK Beograd's all of their games away from home. Cumberland played all of theirs at home. It was interesting. I spoke to a couple of Cumberland players after that game, and they were not surprised, I suppose, but you know, the width and the size of this pitch here really took the breath away, I suppose, is literally and figuratively. By the end of the game, I think a few of them were exhausted after all the running, because it is a very big pitch, this surface here at Service FM.
Well, not only that, about the surface, of course, Cumberland at Ladyborough Stadium play on an artificial pitch. FK Beograd, very much a grass pitch, not always in the best of conditions, but a grass pitch nonetheless.
That's right. I mean, Service FM, I've got it here, 105 metres long and about 65 metres across. Cumberland's ground is 100 metres long and only 63 wide. So it's only 2 metres, but it can be a difference, you know. And FK Beograd, their pitch is 67 or 68 metres wide. They play in a big wide grass pitch, FK Beograd.
Diamond Min with the ball over the top for Hugo Remington. Gets the better of Cooper Nunn initially. Marco Toriani having to sweep up and clear. Diamond Min. Late challenge from Baselli, but fair. Got enough of the ball. Down the wing by Massimo Falco. The 2 opposite number 2s getting a touch there now. Thomas Scott, having played football over in New Zealand with Western Suburbs and also up in Queensland with Logan Lightning. Has been only 10 minutes, of course, David, but so far, at the moment, Cumberland not overwhelmed whatsoever.
No, look, the first couple of minutes, you know, FK Beograd did come up. They did threaten the goal up there, defended by Mr. Schoen. But Cumberland have now, as we mentioned before, maybe just need a little bit of time to settle. Once they've settled and get that confidence up, you know, they have the potential to do quite well here. But it is about containing the threat by FK Beograd for Cumberland and making sure they do not concede. And now that they're growing into the game and starting to thread the ball and make these passes as they go forward here, I'm sure the confidence will be building.
Diamond Mint, Remington, and now hit on the edge of the box. First time, oh wow! The captain for Cumberland United gets the first in the cup final. Ellison Dunton becomes his third of the season, his second in the cup. And what a way to get the cup final underway.
Beautiful strike. He took his time, didn't he? Picked his spot, but hit it with enough pace and power as well to get into that top left-hand corner. And Ellison Dunton, who's been playing as a 6 so far, opens the scoring lethally from, 30-odd yards. Beautiful strike from the Englishman.
Pinpoints from the captain into that top corner. Alex Woodlands, nothing to do about it.
Woodlands is still diving for it, I think. What a strike by Dunton. 1-0.
That's the first goal they've conceded in the cup since round 2 against Campbelltown. It's the first goal they've conceded in 3 games, David.
No, it was a fine strike. You know, I mean, to be honest, I don't think Woodlands was ever getting near that, and that was just too good a shot, really, wasn't it? Let's see how FK Beograd react.
That one was looking for Baselli, but didn't fall kindly for him. And for Beograd now, it's the real test. They're the NPL side. They're the favourites. They really got to show their quality now if they want to get something out of this, because Cumberland's looking more than up to the task. Remington manages to use his body well and play it out to Diamond Min. Has Cooper Nunn to go up against. Diamond Min. Cooper Nunn. Abu Hussein just getting in front of Jack Yull there.
Well, in terms of the midfielders, Diamond Min is the player that settled in a better way than his opponents at this point in time. He was had a very good semi-final. He scored a goal and set up another in a 3-2 win over Cobras. And Diamond Min, for me, is one to watch.
We will go down to Alessio Carocci after a first 15 minutes period of great football.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen some fantastic goals here in the past cup finals, Hamish Gow, but that one was just one of the picks of the bunch. I mean, all the Cumberland crowd here going crazy. The only one probably wasn't was Phil Stubbins. He knows there's 90 minutes in this game to go and there's a lot more to happen. But, yeah, as you said, David, Diamond Min made his NPL debut for Metro Stars not long ago and also played for Adelaide Cobras last season, I believe. So he's one to watch, but he's played on the highest level.
Orchard playing it into the box. Here's Baselli to try and make his mark on the cup final. Falls back out to Massimo Falco. Gets the touch. Falco goes high over the bar. Just one more, Alessio. The demeanour and the manner of the FK Beograd at the moment, bench at the moment. How's that looking?
Yeah, it has been very quiet since the start of the game. I usually hear Adrian Deloyer really barking out his instructions, trying to figure it out. But I guess him, the same as us, trying to work out the way Cumberland play, work out where he can find the gaps. And at the moment, they're still trying to figure that out. It's a very early goal in a cup final, was something you don't really see very often. So they've got a long time in this game to try and win it back, but they've also got to find where these gaps are going to emerge. I think they probably haven't had the amount of possession they would expect playing against a team in the lower division, but Cumberland are really up for this fight.
Thanks, Alessio. As he said, David, Cumberland perhaps a side even to us a bit unfamiliar, but you've covered them a few times this season. Is this too dissimilar from what you've seen in their previous league games that you've seen of them?
I've just found them a little bit difficult to predict. You know, I've seen them come out. I mean, that cup, the cup semi-final game against Cobras, is Remington. Sorry, I thought he was on a run there.
Play the whistle.
Yeah, that's right. You've got to play the whistle, David. You've been doing it for long enough. No, I think in that cup semi-final, I feel what maybe let Cumberland down a little bit was they just allowed Cobras to score through the middle. They were defensively a couple of errors there, so they do have those weaknesses. But I think, they're playing 2 6s today. They've got Ellison Dunton playing as a 6, and they've got Jack Yule playing as a 6 as well. Those two just hanging back have really just contained the quality midfield that FK Beograd have. The midfield tetrad, as I like to call them, Nian Kuru, Konstantopoulos, Atkinson and Baselli. Just FK Beograd's midfield just not quite clicking yet. They're just not finding the space, and I think that's got a lot to do with the Dunton and Yule partnership just sitting a little bit deeper in midfield.
That's a hard one off the back of Wisniewski, but it will be a Beograd corner from it. Vaselli. Just caught and winning the free kick.
Ian Kuru just dropping back to be the last man here as FK Beograd send up the tall timber. Centofanti, Nunn and Torriani all heading up towards the edge of the box, and they've got Marcus Orchard there as well. They are a tall side. Atkinson even looks like a giant.
Beograd currently in all competition on a 5-game winning streak for them. They won't want it to come to an end here as they put this ball in at the back post. The header's up and it's caught by goalkeeper Luke Schoen. Him and Jaden Sprott have shared the gloves a bit this season, David.
Yeah, I reckon I've been at 3 or 4 of their games, and I think each time I've been there it's been a different goalie. They just seem to shuffle it around a little bit between Sprite and Schoen. Schoen is the preferred option this morning as Remington picks this loose ball up.
Remington scored twice in the semi-final, looks to get one for himself in the final. That touch maybe perhaps just the wrong way.
He should have shot, didn't he? I mean, he made the space, he was on his right, and it looked like the option was there, but he held back. Here's Redman.
Looking for the now goal scorer in Ellison Dunton. Played in the lower levels of English football with Chippenham Town and Cirencester Town. As here come Beograd, looking for the cutback towards Konstantopolis, but to no avail.
Fine piece of defending there by Warner Kulasaria to get back and block that shot.
Wisniewski. Labasso. He's looking down the wing, but had the ball intercepted. Another throw for Cumberland. Goes short. Wisniewski will receive it back. Right on the byline. Headed away. Finds it as far as Wanakula Soria. Ball comes in. Away by Kupanan. That's a poor touch or a pass. Either way, it leads to a Beograd throw.
I think the longer this goes on and the more frustrated possibly FK Beograd will become. And I think against FK Beograd for Cumberland, this is maybe a bit frustrating their opponents as the game progresses. Drag the game out, but threaten and transition through Diamond Min and maybe to a lesser extent Alex Redman. Both of them very important players in their midfield. Min and Redman both need to be on the ball, both literally and figuratively, and recycle it quickly. But here comes Nian Kuru.
Trying to put it through, but caught. Yeah, you say about that, David. I suppose for the neutral, it's sort of the cup final you want. You want to see the NPL side tested and tried, and they've been that so far, and I think it's given us a great spectacle so far. Cumberland very much showing their own.
Absolutely. You know, for the underdog to come in from a neutral perspective, for the underdog to come in and open the scoring. And this isn't a side that's looking like an underdog, is it? Cumberland are playing some nice football as they build up here on the right-hand side, you know, and I think for the neutral observer, I think they're dead right. I think for them to score first just makes it a completely different complexity. Or complexion, should I say, sorry.
Errant poor touch. That ball goes all the way back to Schoen. Takes a slight deflection of Konstantopolis, in which will have to be dealt with by Vanakula Soria. Yeah, this is a Cumberland United side currently sitting 7th in State League 1. Currently not even sitting in the finals places.
No, and you could even argue it's a Cumberland United side that still has concerns about relegation to the 3rd tier. They've got to keep their eye on that. You know, they are 7th in that State League 1. They've only scored 2 goals, or they only did score 2 goals in their first 4 league games, and only won 3 of the first 10 league games. You know, so they haven't had that league form, but their cup run has been superb. You know, they did have maybe the advantage of playing these cup games at home, as we mentioned before. That's just the luck of the draw, of course. But 4-2 win at home over Demons, 5-0 win over Mount Barker United, a 6-0 win over Noarlunga. I mean, these are big enough wins. And then when they got to the quarter-finals, they had a 1-0 win over Adelaide City. That, as we mentioned before, was a massive statement. and their game in the semi-final against Cobra's 3-2 win there was thoroughly deserved, you know, apart from the 2 slip-ups for the goals. I mean, in that semi-final, not sure if you saw it, but they made mistakes, and those mistakes cost them those 2 goals, so they've just got to stay switched on at the back, but they've done a very good job so far today against this NPL outfit in FK Beograd.
You can see Seb Tui there, been at Cumberland since under 7s. Made his first team debut in 2023. I'm sure someone who'll be very much relishing this occasion for his club. Almost already a quarter of the way through. It's very much flown by, David.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a very entertaining game so far, and it's great to see the underdog. I shouldn't refer to them as the underdog in a one-off cup final, should I? I should say that maybe the lesser fancied would be the politer way to phrase it. But it's good to see them making a contest of this and leading 1-0, and you could say deservedly.
Yeah, Beograd, not too many meaningful chances as of yet. They've had a few efforts over the bar, but nothing too threatening towards Cumberland's goalkeeper and Luke Schoen. But we know what they're capable, David. That's the scary thing.
Absolutely, yeah. We have seen plenty of... I've seen plenty of both of these 2 teams this year. Actually, I've been on quite a few of their games, but you know, for Beograd to be sitting 4th in the NPL, you know, they're not there because they're no good. So they are a very good side. They're lining up right now. Seb, you can see that, a 4-1-4-1 formation. Konstantopoulos, the sole striker up front. He's got Baselli just behind him and Nian Kuru behind him. Abu Bakari Hussein on the left-hand side and Atkinson on the right. And then Centofanti just sitting behind them in the 6, and then a straight back 4 for FK Beograd. That's how they're lining up.
7th place in the State League 1, but have conceded the equal second least goals alongside Adelaide Croatia and Adelaide Olympic, who sit above them in first Olympic. Adelaide Croatia, they lost to them last week, did Cumberland. FK Beograd's recent form being wins against Para Hills Knights, West Torrensburg, Calla, Playford, West Adelaide, only narrowly though, by about 1 or 2 goals apart from that Para Hills Knights result.
Cumberland did score early last week against Croatia Raiders as well. The men scoring about the 6th minute, maybe the 7th minute, if my memory serves me correctly, and you know, they still managed to lose 2-1. So they're certainly capable. And Diamond Min, as I mentioned before, he's for me, he was a standout player in that semi-final. He scored a wonderful free kick in it and also had the assist for Remington's first. So he's a splendid little player and is capable of moments of magic.
Toriani to Baselli. A wonderful story between those two, both from Como in Italy. Marco Toriani originally coming to Adelaide a few years ago with that Olympic. Lorenzo Baselli, only last year with FK Beograd. Didn't know each other before they were both here in South Australia. Played for exact rival clubs in FK Beograd, Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Met through that way, became roommates, and now play with each other at FK Beograd.
That's it. They've even moved in together, I think, haven't they? Delightful little story, that.
Marco Toriani, I said earlier, wore the armband for Adelaide Croatia Raiders in last year's Cup final and played in that winning Cup final against FK Beograd, which was decided late on through a penalty off the arm of Massimo Falco in the end. Here's Toriani to go long down the centre, but only right towards Luke Schoen as that rain does start to come down that little bit more. We had a bit of sun to start off the game as well, David, which was nice to see for a change.
Yeah, it's 4 seasons in one day, as Crowded House once famously sang, isn't it? But we have had sunshine, we've had rain, we've had hail. All the seasons in the space of a few hours, but it is becoming overcast now as Schoen takes this kick to get us back underway in the 26th minute here.
Of course, these two sides as well with upcoming round of 32 fixtures. FK Beograd this coming Wednesday against North Sunshine Eagles at One Solution Park. Cumberland with a big task of playing against Heidelberg United, Australia Cup finalists of last year at Ladyborough Stadium, just 15k south of where we are here at Jeps Cross. Of course, Phil Stubbins, the coach, a Heidelberg legend, over 200 matches for them in his playing career. Also spent time with San Frecce over in the J-League in the late 90s. Been with a few clubs here in South Australia, including a stint as the assistant coach with Adelaide United in the A-League. That's a loose touch. And again, you said a bit earlier, David, it's the little area, the little errors that sometimes they might make in a game which they might let go, but while they're 1-0 down, it's going to frustrate them, you think. All the little things. Yeah, look, for me, having, I guess, got to know this team through the last sort of 4 or 5 months of this season, they're just a little bit behind the 8 ball today, FK Beograd. I mean, Atkinson there, I normally have expected him to get a ball like that. He got a toe to it, but that was just about it. At the back, they've been okay apart from the goal. You know, I think Toriani, Nunn, Centofanti's dropping deep there as well. Orchard dropping deep, and Falco, who's getting the ball now, dropping deep. I think at the back they've looked okay. The goal they conceded wasn't as a result of a defensive error. It was cut back to Dunton, who's hit it from 30 yards out. So at the back for me, FK Beograd have looked okay. Their midfield just hasn't clicked. You know, that quartet that I talked about before is the build up on the left-hand side. Great ball from Baselli towards Abu Hussein. Gets it again, does Abu Hussein. Hitting it first time after an errant touch from Lachlan Wisniewski. Yeah, that midfield tetrad that I mentioned before, it's my new word for the day, tetrad. It means a group of 4 people. That's my challenge today, was to get that word in. I've done it twice. They just haven't quite clicked for FK Beograd, and by that I mean Neil Kuru, Atkinson, Baselli and so on in that midfield. And I think as I mentioned before, I think that's partly because Dunton and Yule, sitting in those 2-6 positions for Cumberland, have just contained them. Baselli putting it through for Konstantopoulos, gets past one in Labasso. Konstantopoulos was looking for that ball from Baselli. He'll get it again here, will Lorenzo Baselli. Orchard putting in the ball at the back post first time. Now another! Off the line! Just before half an hour, FK Beograd so nearly getting an equaliser. Yeah, that's been Daniel Labasso off the line, standing there firm, getting his foot as it came across and clearing. An opening half hour in which the State League 1 side in Cumberland United has really dominated, to be honest, David. I think they've been the better of the two, yeah. I mean, I think maybe the first 5 or 10 minutes that we talked where FK Beograd came out, they came out, you know, pretty sharp looking, but I think the message probably for Cumberland was don't concede early on, and then I don't know if they planned to score early on or just not concede. I'm not sure what the plan was, but Hugo Remington as their sole striker up there with the backing of Tui really hasn't done as much as you would have expected. And the goal has come from a strike from Ellison Dunton, the captain. In their league season, they've scored 7 in the first 50 minutes. It's their equal second best period. The next best period being the 15th to 30th minute, but then their next best after that is 50 minutes after half time. So they seem to start halves well. But on the opposite side of that, their worst conceding periods is the last 15 minutes of the first half and the last 15 minutes of the second half. So we're in that period just about now. Will be interesting to see if that stat holds true. I'm a little bit starstruck. I was just trying to point out to you with some special guests in the crowd just now. He said I see Mohamed Toure and Nestor Erenkunda are there. So this game has drawn spectators from all levels of the footballing community here. From you and me at the very bottom, right up to World Cup players at the top. World Cup goal scorers. Well, goal scorer in the case of Nestor and Kunda.
Yeah, not plural.
Orchard, himself a former Sturt Lions player, won the NPL with Adelaide City. Over 150 senior matches for him. The left back for FK Beograd. Now with Cooper Nunn. Konstantopoulos just trying to put it on for Lorenzo Baselli. Baselli to the edge of the box, couldn't find Freni Nkuru. Now they unleash and launch on a counter perhaps. Remington in front. Just a bit too much on it though. Will be swept up. Toriani taken down.
Again, they only have Remington up front. He's just playing out there as a sole striker, and Toriani go back there to keep an eye on him and kill that attack off.
Kupanan tries to cut through the midfield and play right towards Jason Konstantopoulos. Has his shirt tugged a few times. Neon Kuru finds the wide option in Atkinson. Back with Falco to put in a first-time cross. It's not a bad cross. The head is great! It's an equaliser from Abu Hussein. Becomes his 5th goal in the Cup this season. Brings the Cup final back to life.
Fine diving header, wasn't it, to get in there ahead of his marker. Just stooped low, got the accuracy right, and he's put that one beyond. Luke shown, and parity has been restored. Although I've got to say it's unconvincing parity, because FK Beograd, I think maybe just haven't looked at the races today up until this point. Let's see if that changes things with 12 minutes to the break.
Remington to get us back started. I'll correct myself, that's his first goal of the Cup. He's had 4 assists in the league and 2 goals.
I was always a player who set chances up, Seb. I reckon they're just as important as the person who puts the ball away, so he can be forgiven for that. As Labasso looks to try and play it back to Sean, who clears.
And again now, for the first time probably since that opening few minutes, Cumberland under pressure.
Cumberland have dropped 9 of their 10 outfield players back behind the ball. Only Luke Remington's up there by himself, and it's just probably for them now about the next 5 minutes, just stabilising, resetting, getting the focus back and making sure they don't concede another one before half-time.
Great touch from Hugo Remington, but the second not good enough as Neon Kuru pounces. Neon Kuru, is he taken down there? He is! Referee Tom Brinkworth with a decision to make, and it will be a red card, a straight red card. What a turn of events in the Cup final. Down to 10, and an almighty effort now.
Yeah, we're only 60 seconds after the goal, and this whole game's complexion has changed completely. I mean, I think Tom Brinkworth was probably left with no choice there. You know, he's run through there as we see the replay here. Atkinson, the player who went to ground, and Brinkworth left with no... I mean, he's got no option there, has he?
Wanakula Soria sent off. Hasn't even been booked this season, has Anik Wanakula Soria. But now has to make that long and lonely walk back into the tunnel, as his side will play out the rest of this match with 10. A free kick to contend with still.
The immediate thing Cumberland have got to do is get to half-time and not concede. I know it's still 10 minutes away, but that 10 minutes will probably seem like an eternity. All the momentum now with FK Beograd, and Cumberland have just got to be right on their toes here. They cannot concede before the break.
Marco Toriani looks to be the one to, or it's either him or Lorenzo Baselli. Toriani with 2 goals for him this season. Baselli with 9 in the league, 3 in the Cup It's Toriani! Into the advertising boarding, but also close. Trying to bend it into that far corner as we see it again on the replay.
Sean looked like he had that covered. That was a dive of a goalkeeper who thinks he's got that covered. If you watch this in the replay here, if it captures him, yeah, I think Sean felt it was safe.
Well, doesn't that change the complexion of this last at least 10 minutes of this half, David?
Absolutely. What a first half it's been. Seb. A goal from the underdog early on, and the underdog, looking like the team that was probably marginally on top. And now they concede, and they go down to 10 men within the space of 65 seconds.
Alessio, we'll go back down to you on the sidelines, I guess, for a bit of a vibe check.
All of the excitement, I forgot all about him.
Alessio.
Yeah, I think we're just having a chat there, Jade, into the bench for FK Beograd. They're getting a bit on the ref here for a couple of fouls on specific players. No movement for the Cumberland benches at the moment in charge of where they're going to put these less players now and what formation. It looks like some of the players on the field have worked that out themselves, and I think it was Daniel Labasso instructing some of his teammates to just stay central, leave Remington up there, but the rest of the midfield has to stay nice and compact in the middle. But yeah, different complexions completely. I mean, you could see the momentum was coming for FK Beograd. They were getting more and more chances, but in the lead up to that red card, I think it was a really poor touch from Remington. Had the time to go forward, had the time to play forward, and he chose a bad back pass without even looking behind him, which led it to go straight through for Beograd. So looking for a bit more from him in this game so far. He's got a really big test ahead of him now. A lone striker up front there with a back four and two massive centre-backs to deal with. But for Cumberland, I think they just got to get into this break at this scoreline and keeping as many players on the park as they can.
Thanks, Alessio. It does bring up a good point there, David, is for Beograd, do they, in terms of shape and formation, do they change too much to try and commit numbers where Cumberland may not have them, or more of the same just to not have too much change really and keep it simple?
I would say right now FK Beograd just need to also maybe just get to half-time without trying to change anything. They've got themselves back into this game. They have a one-player advantage now, and there's no need for them to try and get something before half-time. I mean, if it comes, great, but they don't have to go for that. They've still got another 45 minutes after the next 5 or 6 minutes to get the second goal and maybe put this to bed. I would find it difficult to see Cumberland coming back if they concede again. They've really been rocked here, but football's a funny game. I wouldn't write anything off here.
Tui. Back with Thomas Scott. Alex Woodlands coming to collect.
And it's funny now that I see Woodlands pick the ball up, I've sort of forgotten he was there. That's how. That's how.
Since that goal, really.
Yeah. That since the goal that Cumberland scored, I've sort of forgotten that Woodlands was there. Cumberland just haven't threatened in front of goal. Not right in front of goal anyway, since they scored.
Well, I spoke about earlier, perhaps Cumberland, other than that first period of the match, they perhaps dominated, but it was more, I guess, of territorial dominance in where they held the ball, not letting Beograd have it, especially after the goal, and it's kept Beograd out, but it's also not let themselves threaten either.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one too. As we go into the last 5 minutes of this first half.
Furthest these two sides have come in recent years in the cup competition, as Tom Brinkworth tells the goalkeeper just to hurry up. Cumberland United, before this, in recent years, their best result in the quarterfinals back in 2024, where they went down 2-1 to NPL Campbelltown. FK Beograd, interestingly enough, since 2023, have gone one better each year. They went out in the third rounds in 2023 as an NPL side against lately won Cobras, 2024 out in the quarterfinals against Comets, and then of course last year out in the semi-final against Adelaide Croatia Raiders.
One better this year, that's what they'll be hoping for, eh?
If they win, isn't that technically two better? Because they've lost all the previous ones.
Yeah.
So they can go one better, technically.
I'll give you that one.
Falco into Furubert on Kuru. Just loses the ball there. Looks for it towards that left side of Hugo Remington. as Alessio said, will have an even tougher job now and be, you'd imagine, fairly lonely up there as that striker.
Yeah, I have been trying to work out how Cumberland have adjusted since that red card, but I haven't had a chance to clearly define what their formation is now. It looks like they've kind of got three at the back, and therefore the space left by the departure of Warner Saraya hasn't been filled. But I just haven't quite got my head around what they've done, because Dunton and Yule look like they're still holding in those two holding midfield roles. Remington's still up front by himself, so it may well be they haven't changed formation, but as soon as I work it out, I'll let you know.
Mint just taken down by Marcus Orchard. Youth of Gambia Centrals down in the Limestone Coast is Diamond Mint. Three minutes until half time. Of course, there will be added time, so a little bit more than that. But as you said, Cumberland perhaps looking to at least hold out for that few minutes more. And really huge half-time team talks for both sides if it does stay as is.
Tui got his head to that one, but I think the wind's maybe taking it. It is quite breezy out there, and that one's gone out, and in fact the throw-in's been given the other way, so it must have come off. It must have come off one of the FK Beograd players over on that far side. Looks like maybe it's a free kick, maybe something off the ball between maybe a couple of the players down there and Laurianne down there, and I think I've worked out as well. I think Sebastian Tui's maybe dropped back a bit, so he's not playing in a out-and-out attacking role, and maybe he's dropped back a bit. I still think it's maybe three at the back at this point in time. Maybe we could cut down to Alessio and ask him.
We'll cut back down to him in a moment, just after this free kick. We'll let that be taken by Diamond Mint. Not long left until half time. Of course, we saw a Diamond Mint free kick not too long ago.
I tell you what, Diamond Mint's free kick in the semi-final was from about this distance out, and it was from this left-hand side as well.
Just on the other goal.
But it was up the other end of the park, and it was exactly this spot, and he scored it from here.
Diamond Mint goes direct from the free kick, just wide of the mark. And Alessio, we will go down to you now.
Yeah, it looks like there's a couple of players that are staying warm at this halftime break. I believe they were instructed by Cumberland's coaching staff here. As you can see now, I think it is Seb Tui. It looks like he's playing left fullback in this back four, at least when they don't have the ball. When they have it, they can push the numbers forward, and maybe they're a back three and he plays his regular left wing role. But for FK Beograd, complaining still about these goal kicks from Cumberland and the amount of time taking him. It's unfortunate, that one. I think the ball was actually just moving in the wind, so they couldn't do much about it, the goalkeeper. But they're going to be asking for is at least 3 or 4 minutes of time added on here, because the keeper's taking about 2 or 3 every goal kick. But for Cumberland, they're staying calm. There's not a lot of shouting from their bench. There's not a lot of big changes. I believe it's just when they got numbers going forward, Tui joins the attack. When they don't, he joins the defence. So I think that's all the changes I can see. But yeah.
Thanks, Alessio. Out on the wing. Orchard putting in a great ball. Baselli thought about hitting Tom Brinkworth, trying to get out of the way, but by doing so, hits his left boot.
He doesn't move quick enough, that referee, does he, that Mr. Brinkworth? Not on his toes enough. No, not much he could do, but that one came at him with a little bit of pace, so it'll be a drop ball.
A very experienced referee is Tom Brinkworth, 4-time Young Referee of the Year. Has done matches in the Australian Championship, the Cup, and the A-League, as well as a 4th official.
3 minutes. 3 minutes of additional time at the end of this half, Seb. Just been announced here. Cumberland just got to see this through to the interval, and I think Alessio's right. I think they don't look perturbed. You know, they've grown back into this game. I mean, that there was a couple of minutes after they conceded that goal and then had the player sent off, where they just sort of lost formation a little bit, lost their way a little bit. But they've got that back. They've got their mojo back. I mean, they're not dominating in terms of that final third. But Cumberland they've reset and they've steadied.
Here's Cooper Nunn out to Massimo Falco, both formerly of the Adelaide United youth team. Cooper Nunn, as well as Lorenzo Baselli, having spent time in the US college system, playing their football there. Both winning trophies too.
I think Cooper Nunn was at Syracuse, which is, if my memory serves me correctly, which is one of the...
Cooper Nunn was at the American University Eagles. Won trophies there. Lorenzo Baselli was at Syracuse, where he won the NCAA National Championship. Won a 3 times national championship with the Richland Thunder Ducks.
Surely not. Really? The Thunder Ducks. What a great name. It sounds like a superhero group. Syracuse University is a very, in terms of soccer, prestigious unit to be playing at in the US college system.
Wisniewski with the cross in, but there was no real option there. Marco Toriani just to get it high. Baselli and Diamond Min both just decided to let that ball bounce before going for the touch. Ball comes in from Dunton. Nearly bounces all the way through after it takes the touch. Falco inching towards that final minute of added time. David, as half-time is blown, we can't really complain about the first half.
No, not at all. No complaints from me, Your Honour. Look, it's been a thoroughly entertaining first period, and I think Cumberland should be credited. You know, they've come out here and shown themselves to be unafraid and undaunted, and I think they've had a very good first half. It's just a shame that they've had that player sent off, and now they'll have to contemplate the second 45 and maybe beyond with a reduced number.
You can see FK Beograd there having a team talk on the field, and also Marco Toriani in discussion with the referees, being very assertive in his words.
Interestingly enough, Cumberland, there was a period there where it could have all gone nasty for them. Don't forget Daniel Labasso's clearance off the line in the 29th minute as well. There was that too, so they've survived the first half, but they certainly haven't been outclassed. And I think in terms of the midfield, Cumberland have actually done quite well. They've kept that midfield of FK Beograd relatively unaffected by the standards that I was expecting.
What a first half it has been. 1-1 between FK Beograd and Cumberland United. And we'll have a look back at these brilliant goals. The first one from Cumberland, the stunner from the captain.
Nicely laid off as well by Hugo Rimington. There's Diamond Min, gets the ball, turns inside. Lay off by Rimington, and Dunton appears from nowhere, strikes it beautifully, top corner. Woodland's still diving for it.
And then late on in the half, more like halfway through to be honest, FK Beograd got one back, the cross in from Falco and the header from Abu Hussein just to dip it down in that low bottom corner.
Yeah, he did well to force himself in between two defenders, get his head to it and direct it as well, so certainly a goal worthy of an equaliser, or being an equaliser, and it was 1-1 at that point. Talking point, of course, after that was the sending off. Within 60 odd seconds, Lorna Kurasaraya dismissed for a late tackle, or a tackle should I say, on the last man, which was judged to be illegal, and off he went. But Daniel Labasso's save off the line has also been a significant point in this match.
Just looking back at that red card there, a fairly easy decision for Tom Brinkworth, where it probably only would have been made harder if it was in the box.
Yeah, there's not a lot of options for Tom Brinkworth there, not that he was looking for them, I don't think, and off goes Lorna Kurasaraya.
Plenty more to come in the second half, we're sure of it. Currently sitting at 1-1 between NPL side FK Beograd and State League 1 Cumberland United. But at half time, It's FK Beograd 1, Cumberland United 1.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Introducing Carl's Jr. Star Boxes for taste and value that's out of this world. Choose a tasty ranch, original, Santa Fe or barbecue double cheeseburger and grab a small fries, all for only $6.95. Carl's Jr. Eat like you mean it.
I just want to make an impact.
Hop in.
Where are we going?
There are so many career paths with SAPOL, from operations to CSI. You could walk the beat or work somewhere a little quieter. If you want to make a difference, there's a career at SAPOL for you.
Hey, it's going to be all right.
Call up the search.
Find where you belong in blue. Search SAPOL Careers.
At Service FM, we know every workplace is different. Every challenge is unique. That's why we personalise our services to our customers' different needs across different industries. From medical to mining and manufacturing, hospitality to healthcare, commercial to defence. So when you need to create a better work environment, you need Service FM. Proud partner with Football South Australia.
Introducing Carl's Jr. Star Boxes for taste and value that's out of this world. Choose a tasty ranch, original, Santa Fe or barbecue double cheeseburger and grab a small fries, all for only $6.95. Carl's Jr. Eat like you mean it.
Adelaide wakes up with 5AA, David Penberthy and Will Goodings. Tom Wren for sport. Jade Robran on the scene as it happens. Jess Adamson with the news that matters to Adelaide. Breakfast with David and Will, bringing together the names you trust with everything you need to know to start your day. Always live, always local and only on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
For over 25 years, HPG Homes have been helping South Australians build and own their dream home. Whether it's a house and land package, custom build or development, our HPG fixed price guarantee ensures no nasty surprises or price changes along the way. We're committed to quality, affordability and creating a way of life for you and your family. Fixed price turnkey. It's gotta be HPG. HPG Homes.
Welcome back to Service FM Stadium. Half-time score, FK Beograd 1, Cumberland United 1. I'm Sabu New alongside David Grant with Alessio Carocci on the sideline for a bit of a chat about the first half. I guess, David, first of all, before we go to Alessio, your overall thoughts so far?
Thoroughly entertaining first half, and what I feel deserve in the climax, if you like, of the knockout competition that we have here in South Australia. So it has been a very entertaining first half. Very pleased to see the second tier side, Cumberland, come out of the blocks and not be unafraid and not be daunted by their opponents. So they've done well, got themselves into a 1-0 lead and looked quite comfortable once they grew into the match, and then they had a bit of a shock when they conceded and then had a player sent off, but again settled well. So I don't know how they're going to get through the next 45 without conceding, but if they can manage it, if they can part of the bus, just leave Remington up by himself up front, there's every chance they can take this extra time. I'm not sure I can see them scoring though.
And again, as a neutral, it is the first half. Perhaps you wanted to see, I said about it earlier, we spoke off air, you didn't really want the early goal for FK Beograd because perhaps that could have killed off the game, killed the momentum, killed the atmosphere. We got the exact opposite of that and we can't really complain.
Absolutely. I think the underdog scoring first is what the neutral observer would like to see, and that's what we got. And as you mentioned before, you do wonder if FK Beograd had scored first, then maybe it would have been a different story. Maybe it would really have hit Cumberland for 6. But to be honest, when FK Beograd did get the equaliser and Cumberland had a player sent off, it took a few minutes, but Cumberland steadied, and maybe that would have been the case had they conceded earlier than that. I'm not sure. We'll never know. But I guess the point is that Cumberland look like they're still in this match, even though they're down to 10.
Absolutely. We'll go to Alessio Carocci on the sideline for his first half thoughts. Of course, getting a different perspective down on the sidelines. But Alessio, from your angle, how have you seen it across the two benches and the atmosphere, of course, which is pumping?
Yeah, the atmosphere. Both teams actually have quite a good crowd here, but Beograd, obviously, they're more hotly favoured, and I think they were more expecting to have a good performance and have a strong performance in this as well. But I think Cumberland have been one of the best second division sides we've seen come into a big game and just let it all loose. The last time we saw this, Modbury Jets versus Adelaide City, it was probably 3 or 4-0 at half time already. They were out of the game the whole time. 6-0 they lost on the day. Went down a man as well that day too, Modbury Jets. But Cumberland, they're really up for this. They seem very calm on that bench. They're a very experienced bench, as you said. Phil Stubbins has been a lot of places as a coach, and he's had seen the heights as well. But I think it's going to be a really entertaining second half. Very strong bench Beograd got, of course, as well. Be very interesting to see, though, if Cumberland make any subs at half-time here. We saw a couple of players, Marcus Alul, Craig Shearer, doing some warm-ups at the half-time break, but otherwise, I think they might, if they stick with the own, they just got a lot of work for those wide players to get back.
Absolutely. Just to correct you as well, to be kind to Modbury, it was 5-0 in that cup final. Just to be nice to them. I'm not sure how happy they'll be saying they're 6.
They'll be very appreciative of that, Seb. Thanks very much for that one. Alessio, I've got a question for you. Your opinion, probably more than anything else. If FK Beograd get an early goal in the second half, or maybe not even necessarily an early goal, but if FK Beograd get the next goal in this match, is it all over for Cumberland?
I don't know. They have a lot of, as we said, their bench is very strong as well. Craig Shearer, Marcus Alul, these players score a lot of goals during the season as well. And for FK Beograd, in games they've had at home where they've led in the second half, or they've had a lead that might have left slip or let it go to a draw in the end. So I think they've got a lot in this game, Cumberland. The way they're playing as well, they don't seem like they're playing like a team without a man. They seem that they're attacking the same, they're playing their football the same, and if they just maybe get some of these subs on who play a bit more the football that they want to, I think they'll get back into it.
Is there any sense of frustration in the FK Beograd side that they've gone in at the break 1-1?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, talking to some of their bench as well, and Natsiopoulos, a lot of them walking past me for their first warm-up when they were 1-0 down, they were just, oh, not again, how we always won it. One of those kind of days, like, we've had everything and then we're 1-0 down. But I think now they've got the goal, they've got the man advantage, the onus is on them too. They've got to get back in this game. They have all the pressure on them. They were the hotly favoured team, but now they're in the game with a man more and they've got a goal. So I think a lot of pressure is on them now to try and win this game comfortably. And if it takes longer and longer for them to get the goal, I think it's just going to allow Cumberland to come more and more in.
Well, thanks for that insight down there and your opinion as well. I mean, the first ball was kicked way back in February. It seems a long time ago, doesn't it, Seb? That was at Adelaide City Park on Friday the 20th at 7 p.m. between Bosa from the amateurs.
My birthday, David.
Well, happy birthday to you. Well, it wasn't much of a celebration for Bosa. They lost 6-0 to Adelaide Atletico that night. So, no, I love the cup, don't you? I mean, here we are a few months later and the final is upon us.
Absolutely. I got the privilege of doing the Women's Reserves Cup final earlier today, and it's just been great fun. Big matches with big consequences, big trophies on the line always create some atmosphere, some football, and this one in particular certainly showing its way.
I also just wanted to mention, and maybe there's just an aside for you, you know, the difference between this pitch and where these teams played before. Half of the grounds in State League 1 are synthetic, you know, including AA Bailey Reserve at Cumberland. That means that Cumberland, of their 22 home and away league games they play this year, only 5, there are 5 away games, are on natural grass. And they've already played 4 of their 5 cup games on a synthetic surface as well. It's 80%, or just about 80% of Cumberland's games are played on a synthetic pitch. But they've adapted to this well. They're playing on this grass pitch very well. And this surface is exactly what FK Beograd know very well, because they play, obviously, all their home games on grass and a lot of their away games on grass.
This is the 5th cup final to be held here at Service FM Stadium, the first of which was that 5-0 Adelaide City win back in 2022. Puts it equal seconds in terms of venues alongside Jubilee Oval and Mortlock Park.
Right. For a minute I thought you were going to ask me about the Jubilee Oval and my memories of it, but we haven't played there for a long time. It's now the Maths Lawn at Adelaide Uni on Frome Road. If you're ever passing down that way near the Pathology Building, that's where they used to play these cup finals way back in the early 1900s.
Number one, of course, in terms of venues is Hindmarsh with 64 previously held. As we do get the second half of the 2026 Federation Cup final underway. We saw Cumberland come out first from the tunnel, but FK Beograd first to get back into position. Down to 10. And again, the surface fairly slippery, so you're going to see some challenges, you'd imagine. Baselli. The Italian unable to make his way through too as he was sandwiched. Jack Yull. Tui couldn't get it back to Jack Yull and commits the foul in the process. The former Adelaide Comets and West Adelaide player Jack Yull.
Has he got a brother?
He does. Johnny Yull.
I'll set them up.
That's your job for me.
You spike them. Who thought you'd get a volleyball turn of phrase at the Federation Cup final here, eh?
Try for the pickleball one in next.
Challenge accepted.
Dunton with that Sunner to his name already in this final. As mentioned pre-game, Cumberland have won this cup as a second-tier side before, back in 2009, where it went all the way to penalties against Campbelltown City. One of only 6 times that the Federation Cup has gone to a penalty shootout, most recently being back in 2013, in which FK Beograd were involved, then White City Woodville. They were 1-1 with Adelaide City. Game ended 5-4 on penalties to Adelaide City. So 13 years without a penalty shootout. Of course, still quite a far away from that. At the moment, still have a whole second half to play. But again, it is that type of game. Cumberland down to 10, perhaps more so wanting to keep it as is if they're unable to score. And very much the possibility of that in extra time, of course, before.
Yeah, look, they strike me as being a resolute side, Cumberland. You know, and as I mentioned before, they haven't looked like a team that's out of their depth playing against this opponent. So, you know, they are down to 10 men, which will make it difficult for them. But they've only had Remington up front by himself anyway for the most part. Although I noticed Diamond Min has now been pressed forward. In the last couple of forays forward that Cumberland have had, Diamond Min has been pressed up just behind Remington in support of him. And Chewy maybe just playing a little bit deeper.
Trying to come forward again. Atkinson back to Falco, and now Marco Toriani was close with that free kick in the first half. Hussein has that equaliser to his name. Massimo Falco with the armband, of course. "23 years of age is Massimo Falco. I don't have the list in front of me, but you'd imagine one of the younger captains across the NPL.
You can actually see now, Seb, that Cumberland are playing 4-4-1. Remington's up by himself, and they've got 4 midfielders straight across there. Redmond maybe pressed a little bit further forward, but it's definitely at that point in time where they were out of possession, playing with 4 at the back, 4 in midfield, and Remington with the ball now up front by himself.
Diamond Min now trying to really turn the tide. No foul called there. I am no coach, obviously, but the 4-4-1, perhaps the right approach. It gives you perhaps a bit of stability, but still gives you somewhat of an outlet up front if the ball is to find it that way.
Yeah, and I'm kind of glad as well that they haven't opted to put 5 at the back, you know, and park the bus and then play 5-3-1. It's good that they've kept. I mean, they haven't changed anything up front because they only had Remington up front in the first half anyway. But you know, they've. It clearly looks to me, certainly as they were lined up there, and as I pointed out, 4-4-1 means that you know they've still got something in midfield, and midfield I think is where they've had the upper hand through that first half.
Cross comes in towards the back post. Thomas Scott putting it back in the centre. Remington, his touch not down well enough for himself. It'll be a goal kick. Exactly as you said, David. What's the point in coming to a cup final if you're not here to win the match?
Well, that's it. I mean, they could potentially, I suppose, aim for penalties. You know, park the bus and try and get to.
What's the fun in that, David? What's the fun in that?
I'm not saying it's fun, but there is that option. I'm glad to see they're not doing it. And again, 4-4-1 right in front of us as we look out. I don't know if the camera quite captures it there on the left-hand side of your screen. And Remington just drifting into shot now on the right-hand side. He's the sole striker.
Over the top, Neon Kuru first to pounce, uses to touch it down with his head.
So that is great defending by Ellison Dunton, just to hold Neon Kuru off. And you know, Neon Kuru, I think we've talked about before, has been probably one of the best midfield players in this competition, and or in the NPL competition, should I say. And Dunton just kept him at bay there and saw the ball out and wins the goal kick. I
was exactly about to mention that point, and I'll go down to Alessio because more often than not, of course, we watch these games from a high perspective, but seeing Neon Kuru up close, Alessio, how's that?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the Cumberland midfield is not another one to discredit either. They've got some fantastic players. Jack Yule, Alex Redmond and Diamond Min. That's a fantastic trio as well. But yeah, Neon Kuru just everywhere. This pitch is big, but he makes it look small the amount of distance he covers. He hasn't got on the ball as much in this game so far because Cumberland are trying to keep that middle as condensed as possible. But I think more as this game pans out, you see him more and more on the ball and even get into the attacking third as he did just before.
Would you agree with my shock summation that Cumberland have maybe just been a little bit better in midfield than FK Beograd, Alessio?
I would agree. I mean, I think the only one in the midfield that's been getting on the ball in attacking situation has been Baselli, where you've seen how many times the ball's gotten into the feet of Redmond, of Yule, of Dunton now, as you see as well. They've just all gotten on the ball. I think when you're getting on the ball more and more, I think that's a more positive and the winning midfield. And obviously that's the yellow side that has done that more compared to Beograd, where you've probably seen less of Konstantopoulos, probably less of Centofanti besides in between his two centre-backs. And then you've got Neon Kuru trying to cover the rest of that. They've got a lot of gaps in there, I believe. I think when you're down to 10 men, you don't really need a 6 coming in between the two centre-backs. You're just losing another player in the back line where you've already got many more numbers. So I think they've just got to push Centofanti forward or even bring another attacking midfielder on.
Here come Beograd on the attack. Neon Kuru, good first touch. looking for Konstantopoulos on the edge of the D. Thank you for that, Alessio. Ball switched towards the far side, but won't reach Massimo Falco. Toriani. Falco happy to let that one roll out, as he thought it was a corner, but given as a goal kick in the end, he thought wrong.
It was interesting as I cast a glance across the back line of Cumberland there. They were sort of wondering what Falco was doing. They seemed to be sure that it was their ball, so they were wondering why he was leaving it, I think. But just on the personnel changes here, Dunton has dropped out of that sixth position entirely. He's playing at centre-back there with Labasso. Yule remains in midfield but is pushed up from a sixth position into sort of the middle of the park. So no personnel changes in terms of players leaving, but there is a shuffle out there. Dunton now at centre-back alongside Daniel Labasso.
Ball in the possession of FK Beograd. Founded back in 1949 as Beograd. 3-time First Division League Championship winners. 1-time Premiership in 1996. This is their 8th Cup final appearance, having won 5 of 7 previously. If they do win, they'll become the equal 6th most successful cup team in the cup, alongside Croydon, also with 6, but currently they sit solely in 8th place with the 5 cup trophies.
1980, 1983, 1993, 1996, 2005, all in my lifetime there, sir.
All plenty before mine, thank you very much. No one hit first time. We'll go down to Alessio as there seems to be some subs awaiting.
Yeah, it looks like there's a double sub incoming for Cumberland right now. I'm waiting to see who the players are, but they've just handed over their documentation to bring those players on. So just before the hour mark, looks like they're going to try and change something up here and hopefully go for the game here. And it's maybe not so defensive, but we'll see how those come out, and I'll let you know the players when I can.
We'll go back down to you when those subs are being made to confirm things. But again, it is so good to see Cumberland down to 10, but still taking the game by the scruff of the neck.
They don't look like a side that are down to 10. I mean, they haven't really threatened in that final third. I mean, I don't think Woodlands has had much of the ball at all in the first 10 minutes of this second half, but through the back line and through the midfield, I still think they look good. Maybe even better, or certainly in midfield. I just felt Cumberland have been the better side in midfield today, and I think that's been quite crucial for them.
Diamond Mint, as there's a slight off-the-ball collision between Thomas Scott and Daniel Atkinson. The Englishman versus the Kiwi. That ball's found its all the way through.
Remington had dropped very deep to collect that. I guess he had no option if he wants to get himself into play. He sort of has to drop deep. I guess that would be against the instructions of his coaching staff, but to get himself involved, he needs to come deeper. Then, of course, if he does that, they've got nothing up front in his place.
Abu Hussein really battling against Lachlan Wisniewski. Cumberland winning out. Over the top, looking for Hugo Remington. Takes his touch pass right towards the line, will be out for a goal kick. Alessio will go down to you for confirmation of the changes.
Yeah, it looks like it's Josh Swan to come on and Peter Milodonis. Looks like it's Yule to come off. And I believe, Sebastian Tui as well. So like-for-like substitutions, with Swan going on that right wing where Tui was. And it looks like Milodonis is coming on in the middle of the park, and he will stay there as well. Looks like Beograd now as well, just as they made these subs. Look, they're going to quickly get ready. Andoni Natsiopoulos as well. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same window, but he is definitely ready to come on in the mere minutes as well.
Thanks, Alessio. two players coming on that have regularly started in the league for them, David.
They've played in each of the games that I've been at. I've been about 3 or 4 of Cumberland's games this season, and those two players, especially Maladonis, I was actually maybe a little bit surprised to see him not included in the starting 11 tonight. So regular players off the bench and into the fray. Maladonis looks like he's gone into midfield.
One from distance here from Konstantopoulos. Maladonis, plenty of trophies at under 18s and reserve level. Was also a part of West Torrens Berkala's 2024 promotion to the NPL, in which they've stayed up since. And of course are currently in a massive title battle in the NPL alongside Metro Stars and Adelaide City, with FK Beograd just closely following behind. Bit of confusion as to whether or not they're about to make a change, and they won't yet. There's plenty of options on the bench for them, David, and plenty capable and experienced options for Beograd.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they've all played this season. I mean, Jordan Lane's a very young player, so is Zach Kozic. I think they're both about 18 or so. But they've both had their starts and played well at NPL level as this ball gets threaded through to Konstantopoulos. But yeah, also on the bench, of course, Andoni Natsiopoulos. Mr. FK Beograd, they would call him, although that's what they called Frank Mitchell, who was the gentleman who lived next to Frank Mitchell Park back in the 50s.
What a coincidence it was named Frank Mitchell Park.
Can you have two Mr. FK Beograds? I suppose you can over the years, can't you? The original Mr. FK Beograd lived next to the ground, and they've been at that pitch since the 1950s. 1957 was their first season there, and that was the original Mr. FK Beograd. But Andoni Natsiopoulos off the bench, certainly. He's very passionate about this club, as we all know, and would be keen to be on the park if they were to lift this trophy. He wouldn't want to be on the bench at the very end of this, would he? So he'll be keen to get a bit of this. But here's Diamond Min taking a free kick from roughly the same spot that he scored again in that semi-final against Cobras. Let's see what he can do here. Woodland's on his toes for this one, I think.
Diamond Min looking for a second in the cup. Does Diamond Min towards the back post. It's bouncing and it's in! Right on the cusp of the hour. Hugo Remington, their cup goal scorer, their number 9, puts Cumberland United in front, down to 10. Incredible stuff, David.
And Remington continues his habit of scoring in the cup, more so than he scores in the league. That's his 5th in the cup. He's only got 3 in the league, but he pops up there at the right time, doesn't he? And he's put the underdogs back into a 2-1 lead, and from a neutral perspective, that's exactly what we were looking for.
And I tell you what, I think Daniel Labasso has been credited as he's tapped it in across the line. I think he has. I think it will go down as a Daniel Labasso goal.
And Hugo Remington peels away having not seen that and thoroughly believes he scored it.
We thought he scored it too, so it will be Daniel Labasso's goal. It's his first in the cup. His 3rd of the season, previously scoring against Eastern United in round 5 and round 15 against South Adelaide. But Daniel Labasso at the back.
Sub as well in that break there.
Yeah, Alessio, we'll go down to you again. FK Beograd having made that sub while that goal was going on.
Yeah, interesting one. Neon Kuru coming off for Beograd with Andoni Natsiopoulos coming on. I think that's more of an attacking player coming off with Natsiopoulos, more defensive maybe, but I guess they're going to have to push one of him or Centofanti forward more, and maybe even Falco looks like he's pushed forward and maybe Centofanti's in the centre of defence. But a player you want to get on for the experience, but attack-wise, maybe they look for some more. I think Trimboli was warming up as well. It looks like the armband was passed on to Natsiopoulos too.
Thanks for that, Alessio. I mean, what a cup final, what a story this is becoming, David.
Yeah, quite something. As
we'll hold off for the moment as Beograd come on to the attack. The ball across the face of goal. The head is away. Just looking to put the commentator's curse in action, but still, my point remains.
I don't think Natsiopoulos was expecting that to come all the way through to him. He looked surprised. He didn't really get off the ground. He didn't really need to, but
I think it would be his first touch as well, maybe.
He just looked completely unprepared for it. That's a sign of a player who's just come onto the park. Had he been on at the park for the last 60 minutes that we've played, I'm sure he would have done better with that. That's his first touch and just caught him off guard, I think.
Football at its best, David, is the best way to describe this match.
Football, I love you.
And again, FK Beograd find themselves in a difficult position. It's almost unthinkable after what's occurred over this last just over an hour now.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mentioned before, Alessio and I talked about at half time, is there a potential that FK Beograd become frustrated with this? They have the numerical advantage in terms of on the field as Cooper Nunn looks across this. And they also have to contend with the fact that they're a goal down.
Natsiopoulos tried to put the ball back in across goal, but it will be a goal kick for Cumberland United, thankfully for them. Foul and a free kick for FK Beograd. A great atmosphere too. You can hear the noise each time goals have gone in. It's been great stuff here. Konstantopoulos, Baselli looking for the 1-2. Has cup final experience, has cup final goal scoring experience. Scored in the 2021 Federation Cup final, did Jason Konstantopoulos in a winning match 2-1 against Adelaide City for Adelaide Olympic. Nick Booker getting the goal scoring underway that day. Konstantopoulos 7 minutes past the hour mark, and then Fausto Urbo with 3 minutes left in the 2021 Cup final to win Olympic that one. Natsiopoulos! Who else? Who else but Antoni Natsiopoulos? He bleeds Beograd. He loves this club more than anything. And he gets them back level. What a match of football.
What a strike by the big man. Edge of the box. He's only been on for about 4 minutes. And he's made his shot count here. He hit that like a striker, didn't it? And it's gone into the corner of the net like a wiffle ball, to use your pickleball reference.
Well done.
Fine strike. Fine strike. And scores are level. We have parity again. 65 minutes. Are we in for a classic? Well, what I'm asking that for already is a classic.
History is being made as we watch this football match. Baselli still yet to really make his mark on this final. Atkinson! Just between the legs. Late challenge in there. Centofanti with a booking. Genuinely, David, history being written in front of our eyes at the moment. One of the great cup finals already, you have to say.
Absolutely. Well, that's the way it's looking, and we've still got, 25 minutes of it to go, 20 minutes of it to go. And possibly longer if it goes to extra time and penalties, of course. This is a cup final. We have to have a winner tonight. But it's been fabulous.
The thought, and I guess I'm speaking on behalf of the public, was, is this going to be a one-sided cup final, a State League 1 side against an NPL side, a State League 1 not even currently sitting in finals against an FK Beograd who are near and about that top 4, delivering one of the all-time greats. Incredible. Cumberland, though, under no circumstance to be counted out. Natsiopoulos really doing the grunt work in midfield here. His ball cut out but nearly retained.
I'll tell you what, I've forgotten all about that mistimed header of 5 minutes ago, wasn't he? Now, Antoni Natsiopoulos, when the ball came across him and that first touch he had, that woeful header. Let's not be kind to him. It was a pretty bad header, and then 3 minutes later, he's more than made up for that with that strike to level scores.
And this is a guy as well who's been so unfortunate with injury throughout the past while. He missed that cup semi-final against Adelaide Croatia Raiders last year, in which he would have loved to be a part of, but with his goal and perhaps a result here, I can't imagine how he's feeling at this very moment, or how he feel in possibly 2 hours if it does go their way.
Comeback story for him, isn't it? I mean, that's his first goal of the year, obviously, but he's obviously spent 12 months on the sidelines after a nasty knee injury at Para Hills Knights. Around this time last year, actually.
And even then, I think that was maybe 1 or 2 games into his return as the ball comes in here for Shone to collect, from memory.
Yeah, he'd been absent with injury prior to that as well, but what a comeback for him to get back onto the park, play for his beloved club, and score the goal that has brought his team level with 20 odd minutes to go.
Alessio, we'll go down to you. I mean, arguably the best seat in the house you've got.
Yeah, I think we're about to see another couple of subs here for Beograd, but you should have seen the look on Andoni's face. He was about to come on before Cumberland scored their go-ahead goal, and he just turned away and couldn't even look at the game for the moment. But he come on, scores the goal. He must be so proud as well. He's done a lot for this club, and every time, every result has hurt him so much or made him feel so happy, but that's got to be massive. And if they can get over the line here, I think he's going to be the most emotional one in the park. But otherwise, looks like 2 subs here ready for Beograd, Ethan Harrington and Chumboli as well. So they're really going for this now.
That one very tight, nearly going through and cutting through that Cumberland defence. Sorry, David.
I was just going to say there's still a long way to go. I mean, there is only 22 minutes, but it seems like a long way to go in this match. But FK Beograd have had a real lift from that Natsiopoulos goal.
Here they come again. Atkinson, he's cross-blocked and out for a throw. Those 2 subs, Alessio just mentioned. Ethan Harrington, another somewhat regular starter. Anthony Trimboli, more so last year, has been in and out with injury across this season. Last time he was involved in a match for Beograd was back in round 12, where he played 60 minutes off the bench in a losing match against Sturt Lions up at Carinya Reserve, but had a brilliant season last year as this one comes in at the back post, sails wide. But again, the substitutions making a difference, and most recently in Andoni Natsiopoulos.
Looks like Cumberland are preparing more options off that bench as they seek to try and drag this game out.
Konstantopoulos again looking for that cutback.
Here's Marco Toriani now just inside Cumberland's half. So it's with Centofanti.
Saw there for a moment, looks like Hudson Wellington was getting ready to come on, as is Craig Shearer against his former side, David. Even more to the storyline.
That's it, absolutely. Yeah, that would be quite something. Craig Shearer, obviously been around a little while, has played for a few clubs, but that Cumberland player, former FK Beograd player, I think the other player that has played for the opposite side is Ethan Harrington, if my memory serves me correctly. Correct. The FK Beograd player, previously a Cumberland player. And of course there's a curious story of Anthony Quici, isn't there?
Of course. Played his first minutes for Cumberland last week, but played against Cumberland in that Cup semi-final and of course across Cobra's Cup run, therefore is Cup tied and unable to play for Cumberland this afternoon as this one comes in, but will just be going all the way wide of the goal.
Yeah, Quici started the season at Cobras, played against Cumberland in that semi, as you said, and tonight, well, he's not there obviously, because but tonight he's a Cumberland player. He's just not in the squad.
Craig Shearer as well, I believe, of Scottish heritage.
Yes, his father is from Edinburgh. I can't understand a word he says. No, his father's from Edinburgh. I believe Craig was born in Edinburgh, but moved out here when he was a youngster. So another in our local league who's eligible to play for the national team if called up.
Redmond trying to find something. Remington electing for the strike in the box. Natsiopoulos has done some brilliant work since coming on as Andoni Natsiopoulos.
Beograd just finding the spaces a little bit now through midfield and just going forward in that forward momentum. So I was distracted there, but gaps just opening up a little bit, I think, in Cumberland's midfield. And FK Beograd now just comfortably in possession, just moving the ball around nicely and exploring options on either side of the park, on the left and on the right.
Natsiopoulos getting it from Konstantopoulos. Now Falco having to chase it down before it rolled out of play. Did do so. Natsiopoulos now sent to Fanti. Finds it in, but the strike from Falco maybe not the right option there as those subs that are made. Hugo Remington off. Oh, my apologies, it's a Beograd sub now. Abu Hussein to come off and Anthony Trimboli to come on. Had a wonderful campaign last year, did Anthony Trimboli. And then the double stain from Cumberland, Craig Shearer and Hudson Wellington.
Yes, the 18-year-old younger brother of Hayley Wellington, who played earlier on today in the women's NPL and WSL Cup final.
Of course, they tasted success, did West Adelaide 2-1 winners against West Torrens Burkalla in that cup final. Is it to be 2 from 2 for the Wellington family?
We'll know in about... for sure in about 40 minutes.
Let's not guess on time estimates at the moment.
No, that's right.
I have absolutely no clue what's going to happen next.
That's right. So it looks like Shearer's just going to go up front where Remington was. That looks like a fairly straight swap, and glad that Hudson Wellington and Hugo Remington aren't on the park at the same time, because in the semi-final I had trouble distinguishing them from each other. But if you are looking out there and you see the player who's in a forward position but with that longer hair, it's not Remington, it's Wellington.
Craig Shearer, as we mentioned, former FK Beograd player. Played 23 matches and 9 goals for them, including a hat-trick in the Cup against Para Hills East in 2023. Of course, scored a very famous goal against Adelaide Croatia Raiders. This one comes into the centre, cut out just about at the penalty spot. Diamond Min. Now Shearer back in towards Diamond Min.
Well, Adonis's touch just a bit heavy. His first touch just took it away from him, and Konstantopoulos has picked it up now for FK Beograd on the left-hand side.
A mazy run from Jason Konstantopoulos as he heads down that left side. Has few options in the box, and ball takes a deflection. Trimboli chases it down to keep it in play.
They'd have been looking for super striker Andoni, and that's the opposite edge of the box there for the second time tonight, wouldn't they?
Falco, it's a poor first touch and let him down. Min cuts that one out. Wellington couldn't find the pass towards Craig Shearer. Final 15 minutes, David. How this match has flown by and how much fun have we had?
It has been great. I must say I'm kind of hoping there's no more scores in the next 15 minutes and we do get extra time, because it has been an enthralling encounter. I could easily and comfortably sit through another half hour of this.
Do you think the fans could?
Probably not. I mean, the fans probably want an end to this, don't they? But for us here in a neutral capacity, I think, I'd love another half hour, wouldn't you?
Sun very much setting, as you see the sky right behind the main stand here at Service FM Stadium. Turned out to be wonderful weather, to be honest, for this cup final.
Yes, we had quite a lot of heavy rain earlier on. And in fact, these two teams, as we mentioned earlier on, warmed up in torrential rain. By the time they got into the park, it all stopped. So wet underfoot, but not overhead.
And this pitch as well has had a bit of foot traffic today. Had the earlier WMPL WSL Reserves Cup final at 9:30, and then of course the Senior Women's Cup final at 1:30, and then even then that Women's Cup final was delayed due to a rain. So the pitch probably not in the best of nick.
No, it has cut up a little bit. We can see it on this near side as Centofanti goes to win that header from Wellington, but here's Trimboli in with a chance.
That's a good body from Anthony Trimboli. And another comes in strongly. It's bravery that's needed.
Tell you what, I wouldn't want Anthony Trimboli hit me at full pace.
Trimboli just couldn't get the touch there. Has only scored the one goal this season, and that was in the Cup against West Adelaide, a match in which they won 3-0. Spent time over with Perugia in Italy as Anthony Trimboli, as well as formerly with the Adelaide United youth team. And Alessio, we'll go down to you. I mean, it feels tense up here, but it probably not as tense as it is down there.
No, it's very tense. I mean, there's a lot of players and coaches standing at the moment, especially from the Beograd side. They're all just looking for this next bit of action. Is there going to be a goal left in this, or is it going to go the full 120 at least? But I think, again, for Cumberland, they're still just trying to keep the ball. That was one of the big moments from their coach, just saying, can we keep the ball? Every time we get in it, we just seem to be losing it up front and just killing us on the way back. So I think they're trying to do that more and more. Hudson Wellington looks like he's playing in the 10 at the moment. Maybe a bit of a position a bit unfamiliar for him, but he's got to be the one to run them and try and get more possession for the Cumberland team. For FK Beograd, very quiet, very adamant in their play and what they're doing. They're sending some more numbers forward, it seems now as well. You can see how high the centre-backs are, and even the full-backs too, especially Orchard on that left side. But they've just got to get these flicks right in the attacking third at the moment. They're trying to just flick it on and play players through, but the football they're playing, especially down this right, has just been impeccable, especially with Falco.
Atkinson, lead away. Thank you for that, Alessio. Soriani to Trimboli, but he couldn't find Baselli. Diamond Mint does end up finding Thomas Scott through a few deflections, switches the ball fairly nicely towards Wellington. Another who's spent his whole footballing journey with Cumberland United, as did his sister Hayley. This is a long ball that comes in and will go right back out of play. Has scored the 8 goals in 11 matches in the reserves competition. Only the one senior in the cup against Noarlunga, which they won 6-0 against the State League 2 South side.
Quite an achievement by Cumberland to come into this. You know, FK Beograd hadn't conceded a goal in their last 3 league games. They did only win 2 of the first league games, FK Beograd, but they've now won 4 of the last 5 and not conceded in their last 3 league games. And here they are in this final, 10 minutes to go only, but conceded twice to Cumberland. So wouldn't have picked that. I wouldn't have picked 2 goals for Cumberland. It's been a fine performance by them. Played with 10 men since what minute was it?
35th. Too much has gone on.
35th minute.
And again, especially in a cup competition, you can only play what's in front of you. FK Beograd, on paper, perhaps with the tougher cup run, will pause that thought for the moment as Falco tries to put in across. FK Beograd, 3 NPL sides, 1 State League 2, 1 State League 1. Cumberland with 3 State League 2 sides, 1 NPL side, and then the 1 State League 1 side in the semi-final. But at the moment, I don't think it really mattered who they played against, because they're doing some great work at the moment.
They have. I think Phil Stubbins has really had that midfield working very well for Cumberland.
Atkinson to put in the cross, but sliding in there, just getting it away.
They've really had the upper hand in the midfield, and that's a quality FK Beograd midfield. Don't forget that. You know, that tetrad that I've mentioned 3 times already tonight, that 4-player midfield that I so admire, and I think is admired across the league, has really just not had the upper hand today.
Matsiopoulos, his cross, maybe just took a deflection and will be a corner. Luke Schoen trying to disguise it with picking it up, but not enough for Tom Brinkworth to be fooled. For a game with so much going on, Tom Brinkworth has done a very good job today. Not to say it's been a fairly feisty cup final, but there have been a few flashpoints which have been dealt with. Here's a corner for Beograd. Konstantopoulos to put it in low. Konstantopoulos to do it again, but he comes from an offside position in that almost sort of classic corner offside trick that players can get caught out on sometimes.
There was a roll of the eyes there, I think, from Lorenzo Baselli, who's cast a glance back at Jason Konstantopoulos.
Yeah, you saw him chasing it down to get there first, but he almost let Konstantopoulos get there instead.
Really, Konstantopoulos should have been getting himself back on side from a corner. You know, if the ball's coming back out to you, you know, if you just take the corner, you know, you really should be wary of, you know, you are the foremost player in that team because you've taken the corner from right down on the byline. So your first thing to sort of focus on is get yourself back on side almost immediately. So I get why Baselli might be a little bit frustrated there with his colleague.
Wisniewski has put in a shift and a half today. As he runs into midfield here is Wisniewski. Nearly was able to find that final ball. Baselli was looking it in for Daniel Atkinson. Has spent time over in the Netherlands with Vivi Katwijk in the Eredivisie.
How confident are you you're pronouncing that one correctly, Seb?
More confident than you pronouncing confident.
That's true. Give you that
and
one.
I nearly stuffed it up as well. Cross comes in towards the back post. It was a testing one that Falco took absolutely no risk with and gives Cumberland a corner. Not once has it felt like Cumberland have been playing with 10 men.
No, not at all. Not at all. They've done very well since that 35th minute red card. Warner Kulit Saraya.
Got there that time.
Thank you.
Diamond Min's corner. Put into the back post, punched away by Woodlands. Committing all but 3 forward from Cumberland. Great to see. As it comes in again, the header's away. And the option is Craig Shearer lurking now with Natsiopoulos on the ball. Just over 5 minutes left. Still absolutely no closer to finding out who will lift the 113th Federation Cup final. Konstantopoulos looking to write his name in the books.
He knew as soon as he hit that he hadn't hit it correctly or nicely. He immediately almost raised his hands up in despair as the ball went tamely into Luke Schoen's hands. Konstantopoulos with a great chance there to get a goal for Beograd, which, you know, you think goal comes now. Would that kill it off, Seb? Would that be it? You wouldn't put anything past this semi-final, would you?
Semi-final?
Final? Excuse me. You've seen it all, haven't you?
At least it's not a 0-0. Plenty of action has been delivered to us here tonight. And I'm sure plenty more still to come in this dying stages of the Cup final. Often at times in games like this, in these periods, us up here, David, don't have too much to say because the football does a lot of the talking, the action does a lot of the talking. And often it's a lot of repeating yourself as they come through. Atkinson here, takes it past one. It's a slight deflection. Luke Schoen able just enough to get there first.
Jason Konstantopoulos was lurking there. That was great goalkeeping by Schoen. He had to be on his toes. Atkinson did so well to get through there and get that ball back into the middle. Maybe Elson Dunton maybe caught guilty of napping somewhat, but Konstantopoulos has looked a real threat just in the last sort of 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And here he is again.
This last 10 minutes, FK Beograd certainly picking up the pace to try and find a winner. Baselli to swing in a ball. Header away. Lesio, 5 minutes to go. Any action down on the sidelines?
Yeah, it looks like Beograd just called Ethan Harrington to come on. He's just ready to come on now. They're almost going to make the substitution, hopefully before the full-time whistle here. Waiting to see who it is for, but they don't have many attackers left, so this is going to be a defensive substitution, and I assume if it's like for like, it would be for Marcus Orchard, but we'll wait to see.
Thanks, Lesio. Certainly an interesting approach to take with 4 minutes left, if it is to be a defensive change in terms of Ethan Harrington coming on.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have confirmation yet of who exactly will be coming off it. It is probably a bit of speculation at this point in time. Is this?
That's a crucial interception, by the way. Sorry, David.
No, it was. It was very well read by Thomas Scott. And again, I've lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Substitutes. Yes, Ethan Harrington, player who plays predominantly on the left wing.
Loves a haircut.
He does. He is. He's had a number of different hairstyles this year already. Including,
I'm not sure what he has tonight, to be honest.
He's stuck with the mullet. You'll see it in a minute when he comes on. But the rain's just coming down now. But yeah, he as Baselli makes his way through.
twisting and turning his way through the midfield. Shearer, his header going backwards, but only towards Anthony Natsiopoulos.
See, talking about Harrington's hairstyles, he did have a Balinese kind of beaded thing going on, which has reminded me that he had that when they played at Hindmarsh, and I'd forgotten that FK Beograd had played a game at Hindmarsh against Adelaide United's youth team in the NPL, and that was a massive pitch for them, and they commented on that at that point in time as well. So they don't mind these big grass pitches, FK Beograd.
So just then, David, the rain starting to come down the most it probably has done all match, and it starts even heavier.
And, hopefully our camera operators are okay, because they're exposed over there as Baselli picks this up at the edge of the box.
Wide. Atkinson trying to find a cut back, but only gets the corner. Yeah, this is definitely the heaviest it's been all match. You can clearly see there. And we do very much appreciate and thanks our camera operators for doing the great work they've done across the whole afternoon. Of course, 2 cup finals to contend with. This one probably the one that at the moment already have suffered the most rainfall. Here's the corner. In at the front post, but away.
2 cup finals and the elements. So yeah, I join in with you there, Seb, and thanking them for their efforts, because the weather out there has been poor. Centofanti now just inside his own half. Finds Baselli. Now they go to the far side, Orchard.
Atkinson didn't get his touch right, but goes back to Orchard instead. Baselli. Perhaps maybe a little bit quiet, Lorenzo Baselli, but again does have a big moment in him. Scored in that game at Hindmarsh. Did Lorenzo Baselli.
Yeah. Absolutely, and again that comes down to how well I think Phil Stubbins has had that midfield of Cumberland's marshalled. They've kept what is usually a very potent and effective midfield side for FK Beograd at bay and kept them quiet. That's your Atkinsons, your Basellis, your Konstantinopoulos and your Neon Kurus for FK Beograd. They've just not been on. Well, it's not that they've played badly, but I think Cumberland have just had the better of it in the middle of the park, and those 4 for FK Beograd have been kept quieter than they normally would.
Natsiopoulos. None. Centofanti. Joined FK Beograd from Campbelltown. Did Brandon Centofanti. As they are in here, Atkinson. Another crucial interception from Cumberland. They're under the pump in these last few minutes.
They are, but they're doing it well. They're manning the pump well, and they've kept FK Beograd at bay.
It's a nice ball across for Marco Toriani.
Ladies and gentlemen, that'll be 5 minutes of additional time.
5 minutes added on. Diamond Min doing some good work there. Got enough of a touch to put it out of the path, and here he is with the ball at his feet, Diamond Min. 21 years old, Diamond Min is fouled there, and it will be a booking for Lorenzo Baselli. Becomes his 9th booking in all competitions and all season. David does have a yellow card in him, to be fair. I hope he won't mind me saying that, because I think he knows it.
No, that's right. I mean, look, that was a silly foul to concede there. I know Diamond Min was getting away from him as FK Beograd make a substitution here. I'll let you talk about that in a minute, Seb. But, that was a silly place to concede the foul. I think Diamond Min was away, but he was probably not going anywhere. And FK Beograd were back in numbers as well. He has already, Lorenzo Baselli, served a suspension for an accumulation of yellow cards. He missed the Para Hills Knights game a few weeks ago because of that, and booked last week as well. So he's got to be careful, because does this carry in? This would carry into the Han Australia Cup?
Not sure. I'm not sure. We saw Massimo Falco come off for Ethan Harrington. That change confirmed as this ball comes in. From our angle, it looked almost destined for that bottom corner. That's a late challenge. On to the second red card. The substitute, Peter Milodonis, for a late challenge on Lorenzo Baselli. Could this cup final get any more madder?
Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens when we go to extra time now, because that's Cumberland down to 9 players. But there was no doubt in the referee Tom Brinkworth's mind about that one.
Cumberland's, as you said, down to 9. I mean, there's no words for this cup final, really. Peter Milodonis came on as a substitute. I mean, if Beograd weren't favourites before the match started, David, how must they be now in terms of the odds?
Well, to be honest, if it does go to extra time now, it might make it a little bit of a... Well, I'll let you commentate this one.
Across the byline, looking for the cutback hit first time by Baselli, but took a deflection. Will be a corner. Was it 5 minutes that were added time, David?
5 minutes, yeah, so...
probably one on top of that for the red card as well, to be honest.
Possibly a bit of a delay, yeah, we might go to 6 minutes, but, if we do go to extra time now, you do sort of think, or you would expect Cumberland might just park the bus, see it through to penalties. I mean, it would make extra time maybe a little bit dull, but this corner's coming in now.
It's high at the back post, shown punching. Again, perhaps not called too often, but has done his job well when he's been up to it. Deflection all the way back. Harrington sporting that mullet. It's a nice ball in. Just unable to find a player wearing red. Here's Hudson Wellington. He's all on his own. Final touch means it will be Cumberland's throw.
Well, I think the elephant in the room is, whether that red card was warranted. It's certainly a strong challenge, and it would be remiss of me not to make a comment on it. I think Milodonis will probably feel a little bit unlucky with that one, but it is what it is, and they continue with 9 men now, Cumberland. But I think they've just got to park the bus. They've got to see this last couple of minutes out, get themselves into extra time, and then they'll reassess.
No handball, but comes through for Trimboli! No words. Honestly, no words for this match.
I know it's like if there was a word that meant anguish, joy, surprise, all of these emotions that you feel as we watch this, that would be the word. But there is, I think you're right, there is no word for it.
Corner at the front post. Header falls to the edge of the box. Harrington putting it right back in. Goes away. Needed to win that header, did Harrington. Pinballing about between two heads. They've got so many numbers committed forward, Beograd. Diamond Min chasing down a loose one. Woodland's headering.
What are we watching? Goodness me, here's Baselli.
I know it's our job to speak, but I almost don't want to. Utterly insane. Ball comes in. It's away. Harrington. Natsiopoulos on the turn, finds the cut back, it's away. Another corner to contend with, perhaps the last, until we perhaps go to extra time.
Well, I think from our perspective, extra time would be great. I'd love another half hour of this, although...
Does it favour Cumberland at all?
As I mentioned before, with only 9 in the park, Cumberland, if they choose to park the bus, the extra time might be a bit, dull.
Corner delivered in low, goes past everybody just about. Edge of the box is hit. Cumberland need to get rid, and they might just go to extra time.
It could, on the other hand, be quite explosive, couldn't it? Because
big challenge there from Harrington. He'll go into the book for a yellow. I think a few of the Cumberland bench perhaps asking for a bit more, and one of the substitutes booked for FK Beograd for their protesting. Harrington, had to stop him in some way there because they were on.
Well, yeah, that's probably worth a yellow card more than, or giving away a free kick more than Baselli's 5 or 6 minutes ago.
Referee Jaden Betterman as well, just laying down the law.
Harrington took one for the team there, I'd say.
Diamond Min's free kick into the 7th minute of added time. Maybe a last chance of the 90 for Cumberland. It goes in long. It's away. Craig Shearer chasing it down. Launched back in. Clearance none too convincing. And for the 12th ever time in Federation Cup final history, we head to extra time.
You look very pleased about that, Seb. You look very chuffed.
It's more bemusement at what we're watching.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for the viewers and listeners at home, because I think between you and me, we've almost lost a bit of composure up here because we just don't know what to say anymore.
It has been an eventful game, hasn't it? I mean, from right back in the 12th minute when Ellison Dunton scored for the underdogs with that fine shot to the post that Woodlands couldn't get to. It's just been an absolutely enthralling encounter ever since, and Cumberland have got to dig deep. I think they've got to see this through to penalties. I just can't see them scoring another. Surely not with 9 players against an NPL side.
Let's have a look at the madness that has gone on. I mean, that's how we started.
Yeah, the layoff there. Remington, who's now left us, of course, laid it off for Dunton, and a fine strike from him. He was playing as a 6 at that point in time, and once he lost players, he went back into defence. Then there was this header from Abu Bakari Hussein to level scores.
This free kick in as well was Hugo Remington, but Daniel Abaso just sneaking in on the line to tap it in for himself.
And
Bit cheeky.
Remington peeling away without realising his goal had been stolen from him. So he probably still thinks he scored that one.
And then lastly, the equaliser from the man with the armband, Andoni Natsiopoulos. What a finish. What a finish.
Superb, yeah. He's had a good game since he came on, hasn't he? He's been everywhere. He's been striker, he's been winger, he's been crosser of the ball, he's been defender, tackling in that midfield. He really has done well since he came on, Andoni Natsiopoulos.
Alessio, we'll go down to you as me and David have no words left and are unable to speak at times. Can you speak good for us?
Yeah, I mean, this is unbelievable. We've seen so many great games here in the past. Like I said last year, that grand final, another underdog produced such an amazing performance. Again, Cumberland twice in this game have done the unthinkable, and I think they just got all the confidence going into this last few minutes. They've got nothing to lose. This is a massive stage. They've still got players on their bench that can come on and make a difference too. You've got Marcus Alul there as well, and some other players I think they've got to come on, but for Beograd, they've only got defensive reinforcements, so for them they've got to stay calm, keep the ball and just make the gaps, because the gaps are going to form. Down 2 players are Cumberland. There is gaps there. You just got to wait and be patient to exploit them. And for Cumberland, I think their goal here is don't concede and try and take it to penalties where you got a chance, because I really don't think they're going to have a lot of the ball in this extra time period. And they've got 30 minutes. They just got to hold on, and I think we could see some penalties. But for Beograd, they look like they're calm. They've got all the players on the park now. They've got a lot of fresh players as well. For Cumberland, they've got a few players that have played the full game here, and they're going to be feeling it, especially the high intensity of an NPL side. It's really tough to deal with, and I think they've got a tough 30 minutes ahead of them, but you never know.
Just one more, Alessio, before we do restart and we see that coin toss being taken. General body language, demeanour, vibe down on the sidelines.
Yeah, I mean, for the Cumberland side, you just saw in their huddle just before, they said, whole bench, all coaches, physios, everyone, get in the huddle, and Phil Stubbins had a chat to them and just let them know, we're still in this. We've got a big chance here to do something. Everyone's counting against us. We've done it twice in this game. We've got a lot more to go. For FK Beograd, the same. They had a lot of their players in there. They've got a lot of their bench pushing them forward too. They've also got some attackers on the bench, young Zach Kosic, who can make a difference in extra time. But I think for them, again, the pressure is on Beograd here. For Cumberland, they've got no pressure. They can do what they want. No one's expecting them anything. But for Beograd, if they don't get through this, they've got questions to be asked.
Thank you so much, Alessio.
It's a very valid point, isn't it? I mean, I hadn't really thought about it that way until you mentioned it there, Alessio, that the pressure is arguably on FK Beograd here. The expectation's high.
And they've been behind twice.
They've got the numerical advantage. And you're right, they've been behind twice. They've had to come back. So
playing against 9.
And for Cumberland, it's about, potentially parking the bus and just getting themselves the penalties. Tell you what, Cumberland, I mentioned before, I don't see Cumberland scoring. I've changed my mind again. It's been one of those games where, 1 minute I think one thing and the next minute I change my mind. I could see Cumberland nicking one, It would be a counter-attack. It would be someone like Diamond Min in the break or Craig Shearer with a shot from distance.
It's almost delirious, the feeling I'm having right now. This final almost doesn't feel real. It's, yeah.
It has been one of those extraordinary games as Craig Shearer, the lad from Edinburgh, gets us back underway.
What is the chance? You got a fine charge there. I'd leave it with you. You know, I'm standing right here. I just thought.
He's onside here. Could this be one early? Trimboli, all on his own. Anthony Trimboli! 27 seconds into extra time. He's back from injury and he's backfiring.
They've all gone in different directions there. Some of them over to their fans behind the goal and some to the dugout here. But what a moment. And I thought Trimboli maybe just took a moment too long. He maybe just took too long to take his shot, but he's put it away nicely to that far post, hasn't he, Seb?
Nightmare start to extra time for Cumberland United. The exact opposite of what they wanted and needed. But Anthony Trimboli timing his run to perfection. And again, you think maybe with those extra two, Trimboli might be covered there. Possibly,
yeah, we'll never know. But what a mountain now for Cumberland. You know, 9 men, second tier club, and they need a goal against FK Beograd side that are now riding on the crest of a wave.
And I had a good point just brought up to me as well. The last time FK Beograd played against 9 was last year in the finals against Adelaide United. They lost that night in the final series. It was a much tense last period on the losing side that day. At the moment now, for the first time tonight, FK Beograd have a lead.
So they've been playing catch-up all night. Now they are the leaders. Saying catch us if you can. And we'll see in a moment, or the next 29 minutes, whether Cumberland can catch them.
And you said as well for Cumberland it might be about parking the bus, but
well, they can't do that now.
What's the approach now?
Well, they can't. Yeah, they can't park the bus now. So maybe that was a wee bit unfair of me to make that comment, because I kind of had it at the back of my mind that through this game they would do a bit of that, but they haven't been like that all night. It's just that
when they were 10, they were still attacking as usual. That's probably been the first lap since they've been down a man the whole match.
Yeah.
Other than that, they've played this match to perfection.
They have, yeah.
Wherever you're watching this one, hope you're enjoying it, as we sure are.
That was Anthony Trimboli's.
Here he comes again with the ball in, is Trimboli. Shouts of a handball, but very quickly waved away by our referee, Tom Brinkworth.
Trimboli's second goal of the year by my account, and
second in the cup.
Second in the cup. He hasn't scored in the league yet, but he has been in and out of the team with injury issues this season.
Yeah, Leslie, I'll go down to you on a quick word of Anthony Trimboli. Has been missing out a fair bit this season, but last year had a stunning campaign.
Yeah, one of the players of the year last year in the whole MPL. He had such a fantastic campaign, leading the line for FK Beograd as well, leading them into the finals. He's had his injury worries this season. Many games we've seen him come back, then gone for another 2, then back, and sometimes just sitting on the bench just in case. This time he's come on in the last parts of this game, and even in the normal time he had plenty of chances there where he was showing his pace and his power in front of goals. He got a great goal there. A lot of people, he had all the time in the world against the keeper. Some of them would sky. He just kept it low, looked for a bottom corner, and he's got the deciding goal so far in this one. Looks like Cumberland are going to make their final attacking move though. Marcus Alul's just about to make way, but yeah, Anthony Trimboli at the moment, he's got the game on his back.
Thank you, Alessio. Marcus Alul coming on their equal top goal scorer in the league, interestingly, on the bench and only brought on for extra time.
Yes, it's unusual that he maybe wasn't on a little bit earlier. I mean, he didn't play at the weekend. He didn't play against Croatia Raiders in their last game in the 2-1 home
and
lost.
Yeah, sorry, not to point anyone out, but Craig Shearer only most recently playing reserves, as there's a off the ball incident which we've just missed up here in the box, and pushing and shoving, at least from a Cumberland perspective, not needed, and for FK Beograd playing into their hands.
Yeah, Natsiopoulos, the player on the ground there. He seems to be holding his head, but some work for the referee Tom Brinkworth to do. The fourth official, Jaden Betterman, was along there. I think he's possibly caught what happened, but it was off camera for us, or out of sight for us, so...
Yellow card for both Andoni Natsiopoulos and Daniel Labasso. Forgot what we were talking about, David, to be honest. It's that kind of night.
Football. That's what we're talking about, Seb. 95th minute here at Service FM. And what has been a very eventful evening, hasn't it? The substitution is now being made, Seb.
I think that's what we were talking about. Marcus Ellul coming on, the top goal scorer in the league. That was it.
Yeah, well, I guess I was just commenting that he didn't play in their last league game against Croatia Raiders, a 2-1 home loss last Saturday. And he is the top scorer in the league, but hasn't been a regular starter in recent weeks.
Yeah, more often than not, has played 16 matches, but only started the 3 in the league, that is. In the Cup, he's played 3 and started 2.
Cooper Nunn. We haven't talked much about Cooper Nunn tonight, but he's been stellar at the back, hasn't he? Solid at the back with his partner there, Laurianne, who's received the ball. And look, they refused to give it to Centofanti, they're just passing it to themselves. There they go again. Brandon Centofanti, like the little kid who didn't get invited to the birthday party there. As Laurianne and Nunn pass between themselves.
Centofanti. Now Cooper Nunn. Finds Baselli on the far side. Orchard finds Baselli again. And then Orchard has options in the box. Finds the cut back in towards goal off the bar. And somehow stays out. Another moment to add to the list of many tonight.
Trimboli with the chance there, and they've missed it. That would have killed the game off surely, but I tell you what, Lorenzo Baselli's pass through there was incredible. He put backspin on it enough for it to hold up, enough for Marcus Orchard to get there and get the cross in.
Another
Super
one in
pass
from Orchard at the back post. Upwards only. And a foul given. Here's that one on replay, David. Seeing the opportunity. It's the perfect cutback. I think it's off the underside of the bar, but just doesn't find it across the line.
Underside the bar and back out, but I'll tell you what, that pass from Baselli to release Orchard down the left was just the stuff of dreams. He just put this backspin on it enough, just for it to hold up in that wet surface, enough for Marcus Orchard to get to it, put the cross in. Beautiful stuff.
Thomas Scott just struggling slightly at the moment with what seems to be his right leg. Back up on his feet now. Seven minutes left of this first period of added time. Most definitely not counting anything out yet for either side.
It's been a real treat to be at this, to watch it, to have the opportunity to commentate on it. It's been fantastic.
So Wellington just being told to take the throw on a few steps back. Wellington, his pass just behind but in field. And now first time Cumberland have been behind in this one. They led on each occasion in which they scored their goals. Natsiopoulos to an entirely free Atkinson. Scored in the semi-final and we'll get one in the final too. That might just be it. Daniel Atkinson, the man from New Zealand, makes it 4-2.
Might just be it, Seb. I don't think there's any might about it. I think that's probably it, done and dusted. Cumberland, unfortunately, you can see from the body language, the heads are down, the hands are on the hips. There's glances at each other. And the truth be told, I think FK Beograd have now won this one. 9-man. Cumberland ain't coming back now, unfortunately. They still have 20 minutes, but it's just too big a mountain to climb now, I think. Atkinson just took that beautifully, struck it to the far post. He scored last week. Scored last week in their 1-0 win at home with a goal at that very end of the game. He's on fire, Atkinson, isn't he?
A third goal in 3 consecutive matches across the league and now Cup for Daniel Atkinson. Joined this season from Auckland United over in New Zealand. Very much made an impact. Their top goal scorer in the Cup as well.
We're going to need a lie down after this, Seb.
I need a hug.
Oh, it has been one of those nights, hasn't it? You need to get out there, mate. We're all hugging each other out there where the ultras are all located in that section behind the goal. They'll be chuffed to bits with this one. 100 minutes now on that Sportal scoreboard. 4-2 it says, after what's been really a very entertaining cup final. Two sides have absolutely and thoroughly entertained us, and that scoreboard should not take anything away from Cumberland's performance. They really have been superb tonight, but ultimately the numerical advantage, I think, is probably going to be the difference.
I was almost going to say, in Cumberland's case, it is a match of what could have been, but what has been for them, at least before extra time, was so good. They've been so good tonight, David.
They really have bossed that midfield. I feel they've just been the better side in midfield until they went down to 9 men. Even when they were at 10 men, I still thought they looked good in that midfield section. But
here's another breakaway. Tribolion. It's a loose touch, which puts Ellison Dunton back in possession of the football.
How long ago does Ellison Dunton's strike now feel?
I was about to say the exact same thing.
It feels like it was 3 weeks ago, doesn't it? It was only, 12th minute or so? It feels like it was 3 weeks ago.
Looks like
Konstantopoulos is down.
And he doesn't look like he's going to be getting back up anytime soon. And of course, with that, Cumberland more than happy to play on. Renault asked to stop play, but so are Beograd. Matziopoulos just checking behind him, and Tom Brinkworth will put a stop to play.
Well, if it stays this way, it'll be FK Beograd's first cup final win since the 20th of August 2005 when they beat arch rivals Adelaide Croatia Raiders 2-1 at Hindmarsh.
Also after extra time.
Yep. So 21 years since they last won the cup. They're now on course for this one.
1980 versus Enfield Victoria, a 4-0 win then. 83, a 1-0 win against Salisbury United. 1993, 1-0 against Olympians. 1996, 3-0 against Croydon. And 2005, 2-1 after extra time against Adelaide Croatia Raiders. Possibly 4-2 in 2026 if things are to stay as they currently are.
And Cumberland have been around a while as well. You know, their first cup win was way back in 1947 against the old Port Adelaide club at Rowley Park Speedway.
Only 5 years after they were founded as well, in 1943.
Scores were tied 2-2 after 90 minutes, with the winner being scored after 20 minutes additional time. They probably used the next goal wins. I read the newspaper report on it. It was quite an interesting read. It was written in the old-fashioned language. It was nice to see. Interestingly enough, Cumberland played almost all of that game with 10 men. They lost a player called Henry early on with broken ribs. No substitutes permitted in those days, back in the 1940s, of course. So,
no substitutes, did you just say?
No substitutes in the 1940s.
So they just played with 11 and that was it?
You picked 11 players and that was it.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So if you lost a player, you were down to 10.
Lorenzo Baselli coming off, and Jordan Lean coming on, the 18-year-old. A youth formerly of the Cove down south, also a part of the Adelaide United youth side. We'll get minutes later on in this cup final. Six goals in a cup final. Not the highest scoring of all time. That one going to the 1964 cup final where West Adelaide beat Bologna 6-2 in a replay, so 8 goals then. But Cumberland down to 9, perhaps. I certainly wouldn't put it off being equal if things are to perhaps go even further Beograd's way. And that's not to put Cumberland down either. It's just sort of a matter of fact, really.
I must say, I enjoyed the days of the replay.
What do you think after 90 minutes was done about 15 minutes ago? Do you think they would have been happy to come back next week and do it all over again?
They wouldn't have been happy, but I would have been quite pleased with that. I think a midweek replay. You play a Saturday game and then the replay, and yeah, those days are gone. Of course, now it's all extra time penalties on the same day or the same event. Should I say?
No more golden goal either.
No, they tried that at France '98, I think, and never again. I think what it led to is a lot of players, teams just defending because they didn't want to concede rather than try to score the winner.
All across the byline. Oh, what a finish! Anthony Trimboli to really put the icing on the cake.
Yeah, Trimboli with his second for the night there. Wonderful finish there as he put that one away. His third cup goal for the season. 2 of them coming tonight. What a finish. Clips it in there with the heel. He's put that on. He's put that beyond doubt now. It's now at 5-2.
And we are on perhaps for that equal highest scoring cup final if there's to be one more in this.
What did you say it was again? Well, I've put you on the spot, Seb. While you're looking for that,
1964.
1964.
That one also being a 6-2.
6-2. Well, I sort of hope it doesn't get beyond this for the sake of Cumberland, because they're a beaten side now, but for 90-odd minutes they just played superbly well. And that's half-time in extra time.
Half-time of extra time, but again, it almost feels inappropriate to talk this way about the match, but maybe just delaying the inevitable.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously there's no way back for Cumberland now, but what's going to come up now in the second half is as we see Trimboli's goal again there. Beautiful, just a beautiful little flick, wasn't it?
Alessio, we'll go down to you as we head into this break. I mean, I imagine you fairly much echo the sentiments we've just expressed.
Yeah, I mean, this huddle for Cumberland is very different from the one at the end of full time where they thought they could be still in it. They're still going to be compact, but I think the game's gone for them now. For Beograd, it's just the delay of the inevitable. Everyone wants to get on the act now. They've got a couple of youngsters on there as well to see if they can enjoy the moment as well, but 15 minutes to go, and I think the trophy drought will be over for FK Beograd, and they're going to be really up and about, I'm sure. But some great subs as well. I mean, you never know how many minutes you can get. Trimboli, he came on in the normal time and he's lasted this long as well, and he scored 2 great goals. So you've got to say to the coach as well, they've brought the right players on at the right time. Natsiopoulos as well, the same. So, I mean, those 2 players with their injury worries, if they are fit, they're going to be pushing for selection in the next match.
Yeah, back heel nonetheless for his second goal, Anthony Trimboli, putting the style on for the 5th goal. And yeah, this 15 minutes you think would be FK Beograd enjoying themselves and really just taking in the moment. Not often perhaps in cup finals such as these do you get to just enjoy and relax and play football. And again, I feel almost rude for talking in Cumberland this way, but it's almost impossible.
The interested onlookers now will be their opponents in the Han Australia Cup round of 32, who no doubt will be watching this game. Well, for both of them as well, both opponents that these 2 teams have in that round of 32.
And again, I'm not sure, this is probably my own error of research, I'm not sure if the red cards carry over to the round of 32 either. But
back underway anyway. Centofanti now has it. And immediately Cumberland are back in numbers, just trying to defend. I think they'll probably just try to aim not to concede a 6th.
Yeah, applying pressure to a bleeding wound.
Nice, I like that. Well, I don't like the analogy.
You don't have to say nice after I do anything good.
What a night.
Yeah.
And here's Natsiopoulos now, he's a defender. Cumberland, in fact, do look like they set up with 5 across the back and 4 in midfield and nobody up front now. Wellington's at right back by the looks of it. Swan is roamed forward now, but he's nowhere near the last Beograd defenders, but he's the foremost player for Cumberland.
Paul Stromboli on for a hat-trick. There's been 12 hat-tricks across Cup final history, most recently in 2022 with Nicholas Booker. And again, the situation playing in their hands, I wouldn't bet against it.
Well, it's on the cards, isn't it? He's still got 15, 16 minutes to go.
Shearer
to achieve that.
Diamond Mint. Natsiopoulos. They do come late here with perhaps a first time they've had the ball forward since being down to 9. Say that as they play it back towards Alison Dunton. FK Beograd's home ground of Frank Mitchell Park, only about 10 k's west of here, but I imagine that's where the party's going to be tonight.
Yes, they'll be getting the shavapps and chips on there tonight with a little bit of cabbage. I'm sure in the bags. That's how they celebrate at Woodville West, and they'll be celebrating long into tonight. But you know, the question comes back, of course, that, you know, they still have the league to consider, the RAA NPL here in South Australia, so focus on that. Can't be taken away for too long. I'm sure their coach Adrian Deloy will allow them some liberty to celebrate tonight and have a day off tomorrow, but then they've got league action to consider.
They come again. Edge of the box here, trying to find something. Toriani just falling over it. Cumberland finding some possession in this second period of added time. Commentator's curse right there. Trimboli. Still going as Trimboli gets taken down, and will be a free kick.
Yeah,
and also a yellow card.
Marcus Alul just leaving a foot out there, and he walks away guilty as charged.
Do you give this one to Trimboli to see what he can do?
Well, it doesn't look like Trimboli's interested in taking it. He's made his way in towards the penalty spot, so you would need him to want to take it as well, I suppose. It looks like Ethan Harrington's over it, and Toriani's made his way over there too, so one of them will probably take it, and maybe they'll try and float it into Trimboli, who is, as you say, on a hat-trick.
And only last featured in round 12 against Sturt Lions did Anthony Trimboli. Even then, he was off the bench only for about 15 minutes in a losing effort. Bit of a shock loss that day as well at the time. Toriani goes short to the wing and flies all the way over from Orchard's ball. And a mistake which might have cost them only about an hour ago.
That's it. Yeah, that's possibly an indication or a sign that, you know, they have taken their foot off the gas. FK Beograd, the job is done, and maybe now they're just relaxed enough that they're not taking care of those crosses.
And you spoke about both sides of Australia Cup round of 32 prospects. You'd imagine there's plenty of onlookers from North Sunshine Eagles over in Victoria just wondering what they've got themselves in for.
That's it. They and Heidelberg United will both be watching this match and observing, no doubt.
Made their way out of that one well as Diamond Mint plays the ball across, and it's a nice touch from Hudson Wellington. Mint Shearer. Not to be against his former side tonight. Craig Shearer has scored some big goals for them in the past. And here's another big game player. Anthony Trimboli twisting and turning. Still trying to just find the perfect angle for himself. Atkinson skies it. Trimboli, you think it's got to be more selfish there?
Well, he didn't fancy it on his left, did he? I think Trimboli was just making his way forward there. You can see in the replay, he twisted and turned. He just didn't fancy playing on his left or having a shot on his left. Laid it off to Atkinson, and Atkinson shot, well, it's blazed well over not just the goal, but the netting behind the goal as well. Ball has now been retrieved, but again, a sign that FK Beograd have well and truly taken their foot off the gas, and they're just in limp mode now. But to be fair to them, there's no need for them to be in any other kind of mode. 112 minutes gone.
One goal away from being the equal highest scoring cup final in South Australian Federation Cup history. One goal off there being a 14th ever hat-trick in the cup finals for Anthony Trimboli. Possible history still to come. Another chapter to continue on from the previous 112 Federation Cup finals before it. And it's another brilliant chapter to be added to the book, David.
Yep, absolutely. A long history it is too. As Atkinson picks this up on the right.
Puts it in low! Just over the bar. Not a bad effort.
Ethan Harrington there with a chance there.
Up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, he's not scored a goal this season. It would have been his first in Cup and League. He jogs back to his defensive position now.
Shearer. Back to show.
There's Harrington again. You can't quite see it in camera, but he's put some polish on those boots. They look splendid. Bright silver. He looks like something from the future.
Not with that haircut. It's back in the 80s. Andoni Natsiopoulos. How much would he be absolutely relishing this occasion?
He will be absolutely living it. He won't forget this evening for a long, long time, probably forever. But as I mentioned before, they still have the league to think about. You know, that's the big prize, isn't it? As this ball shredded through.
Comes through for Marcus Ellul. Defended well. Marcus Ellul just trying to get a touch, does go down. Perhaps in hope more than anything, trying to win a penalty, I think.
He actually was going to ground before they made contact with the keeper, to be fair there. But to be honest, Marcus Ellul wasn't trying to convince her.
I think he might have
claim anything there anyway.
And even Centofanti perhaps could have done that a little bit better, you know, in order to try and hold off Ellul.
That was two, for me, tired-looking players running for the ball there, don't you think? They were just sort of, they both looked like they were out of legs after this 115-minute clash of the Titans. Laurianne now chips forward, sees the run of Trimboli.
Trimboli with the touchdown, but again forced out. It's a game almost unrecognisable from an hour ago, David.
Yeah, it's. I think that those goals in extra time, early in extra time, or the first half of extra time, has just killed it all off, hasn't it?
Of course, as we do wind down into the final 5 minutes of added time, the question of who is the player of the match. David, your opinion?
Give me a couple of
Not
minutes.
ready for it?
No,
I'll go down to Alessio and see what he thinks. Alessio?
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one. I mean, of the players who played in the 90 minutes, you probably couldn't give it to any of the defenders. They both conceded two, same as the goalkeepers. Of the players that played, I mean, Natsiopoulos come on and really changed the game for them. Atkinson stayed on this whole game and has really changed it. Trimboli with two in extra time, but you'd probably say the game was most likely gone at that point. Yeah, it's a very tough one. I'm not sure if you give it to someone from Cumberland. They've defended well, but I don't think they really stood out.
The youngster, looking to try and bend it in towards that back post. Good thoughts, Alessio. David, have you had time to collect your thoughts?
Well, I think Alessio raises a valid point. You know, the sort of the game's different now. The complexion of the game's different now, and so the people who you might have nominated in the first sort of 60 minutes. Or the
well, like I said, the context of the match within half an hour really has completely turned over.
Yeah, so through that first sort of hour or so, you know, Ellison Dunt was a standout, I think, for Cumberland. Remington was on his own. He couldn't really contribute much, to be honest. Labasso had a clearance off the line in the 29th minute as well. So Labasso and maybe Dunton for Cumberland in that first hour, maybe up to the sort of 80th minute. But Cumberland have really been second best in the last sort of half hour that we've watched. And then you cast your attention back over to the FK Beograd side, and I think Alessio's dead right. I think Andoni Natsiopoulos, since he came on, has probably changed the game completely. But he wasn't around for the first sort of 70 minutes, was he? So in terms of the last sort of hour that we've watched, the last half hour that we've watched, Natsiopoulos for me, Trimboli as well.
Looking for the cutback here, still perhaps searching for a sixth. Sliding in there, winning the ball. This might be it. Cleared again. There's been a lot of last-ditch defending from Cumberland, which they've done fairly well over the course of the match. Here's Diamond Min, just pulling out the skill.
But the star players that I've kind of was expecting to see blossom tonight, if you like, is the likes of Diamond Min. He's been a bit quieter than I've seen him in other weeks. And, of course, for FK Beograd, the Neon Kuru, Konstantopoulos, Baseli, Atkinson that I keep banging on about tonight, they've been kept quieter than they normally would as well. So, look, I would possibly give it to Natsiopoulos, but he hasn't been on the whole match. He's only really been on for the last sort of 40 minutes or so, or 30 minutes. And Dunton maybe for Cumberland, but he's been quiet since the last. So Dunton for the first hour and Natsiopoulos for the second hour. Can we do it that way?
Yeah, so long story short, you're not sure.
The reason I'm not sure is because nobody's been good throughout. Dunton was good for the first hour, Natsiopoulos has been good for the second hour, but no one's been good through the full 2 hours.
Can you share an award? Can you split it in half?
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it, if we could?
A few late efforts from Cumberland as we see another one come here. Win a free kick with just a minute and a half left of regular extra time. Nothing regular about this match, though. Will be a 6th cup final victory for FK Beograd. Club who have slowly been building under Adrian Deloya since he joined in 2024 as an assistant coach from Campbelltown City. A young squad as well. Have this Cumberland United free kick to contend with, is dealt with. And Adrian Deloya will get that bit of silverware to show for himself and Beograd's hard work. I know that he'll attribute it to the players, the club and the staff, but a manager's only good as their players sometimes, and he's picked a great bunch.
He has, and he's got them playing well together. That's the other key, isn't it? You know, that's what makes this team good. As Trimboli races after this one, I think the flag is still down.
It'll stay down. Trimboli is wide. Goes in on his right. Will be a corner with 20 seconds left. I can't imagine there'll be too much added time, if any at all, too.
Not for the last probably 15 minutes. We haven't had a goal in the second period of extra time.
How inconsiderate.
And I know. What they're trying to do is. But yeah, no, just to go back to your point, Adrian Deloya, he's done a marvellous job with this team. He's got a very unified group of players that just play well together. They just seem to have that special understanding, and it works very well. Obviously, worked under Michael Matriciani at Campbelltown for a number of years before he came to this club. As the full-time whistle goes, Seb, I'll let you have that one. I sort of didn't realise it was coming. I'm sorry. Right on the 120-minute mark.
FK Beograd, winners of the 113th Federation Cup Final, 5-2 on the night. One that will be remembered long in their history. And the emotion of this one.
The backroom staff there making their way over to offer their commiserations, if you like, to the Cumberland coaching squad. And certainly Cumberland came here and gave them a fright, didn't they?
We wouldn't have had such a great game without these two sides.
No, it was a fantastic final, and there was a lot of people, I guess, coming into this who suspected that maybe it wouldn't be an even contest because of the difference, I guess, in the divisions that these two teams play in. FK Beograd being a top tier side here in South Australia, and Cumberland being a second tier side. But Cumberland came here and they had a fantastic first 80 minutes, 90 minutes, and it just slipped away from them in extra time, didn't it?
Try get an interview in a moment, possibly with the man with the armband you see there, Andoni Natsiopoulos.
Difficult time to get them, isn't it? They're all too busy embracing each other. What a game Andoni had after coming on as a substitute.
And I guess just before we do our interview, massive props to both of these sides. Cumberland will go down as the loser tonight, but just incredible effort from both. As I think we might be ready for the interview. Not yet. Nearly, though.
I'll tell you what, the substitute goalkeeper, Alex Rismier, has been very excited. He's run round and he's hugged everyone. He's very excited about this. But yes, Alessio does have Andoni Natsiopoulos down on the pitch, and we'll cut down to him.
Down to you.
Yes, we're here with one of the stalwarts of the club here. You've finally brought silverware back, Andoni. How does it feel?
It feels fantastic. We said in the change room, we said all week, it's been 21 years since this club's been on the big stage. Sorry. It's been 21 years since we've won a cup, and I'm so proud of everyone, and we deserve it because we've been through a lot as a club over the last 21 years. We lost in 2013, the cup shootout, and we really haven't got anywhere back to where we should be, and I think now we deserve to be where we are.
And the tale of two moments. I mean, when you're just about to come on, you saw they just scored. Your head was down. You come on and make such an impact like that. That must be amazing to feel.
It's fantastic. It's stuff you dream about. Like coming on and making such a difference. But I think it's just everyone a collective. We said we go 1-0 down, we go 1-0 up. Nothing changes. You can see we went 4-2 up in the extra time, 5-2 up in extra time, and the mentality didn't change. So that's a mentality of a winning team, in my opinion.
Yeah, and obviously this team's been through so many ups and downs. Last year getting so close, over the last few years getting back into finals now, and obviously you've got a massive game on Wednesday too. The party can't last that long, but tonight's going to be massive. Yeah,
I think tonight will be massive, but we do know that we've got Wednesday up our sleeves. So please, please to all our supporters, you're here tonight. Come, please party with us tonight at the club. And then please be there to support us on Wednesday. And, general support from everyone else would be fantastic as well.
No worries. Well, fantastic. And we'll let you go celebrate. Great.
Thanks, Alessio, for that one. You can see what the emotion meant to him. Yeah. And the celebrations you see on screen as well.
Yeah, it's a great moment for them, isn't it? And you see the players all in the middle. Lorenzo Baselli probably didn't have as great an impact tonight as we've seen him in the past, but certainly had his influence. And I think is that a big picture of Lorenzo they've got there? Is that? It's actually
when you're ready.
I think that's a large poster of Lorenzo Baselli that the fans are carrying, which is.
I'm not too sure, but we'll go down to Alessio for another interview with the head coach.
Yes, we're here with the head coach, Adrian Jaloy. You finally brought silverware back to FK Beograd. This must feel amazing as a head coach.
Yeah, I said it in pre-season. We went on a trip to Victor Harbour as a bit of a team bonding, and I said a number one aim this season is to lift the trophy, and we did it, so credit to the boys.
Cumberland made it very hard for you guys. Time and time again, they got back into the game, got it back as well with 10 men as well, so it must have been a hard game to get over, but as a coach, you finally got relief.
It's funny. I was pretty upset at half-time, to be honest, and everything I thought they were going to do, they did, and credit to them because they do it really well. I thought we were quite naive in set pieces, which we need to get better at that, but, we have quality everywhere. You bring on Trimboli, scores, I think, 2, Atkinson, Lorenzo, we've just got quality all over the park. Obviously, Andoni, our captain, we're bleeding him in slowly after 12-month injury. I thought he was outstanding, probably a shout for man of the match. we have a lot of quality and the boys stepped up. Yeah.
And of course, you guys have been building for this ever since you come, making finals the first time last year, building on that semi-final as well. Obviously, this is the culmination tonight, but there's plenty more to come this season.
Yeah, I think it's probably a lesson for most clubs that when I first came, we had 13 players leave the club. So we were trying to sign players, and I knew it was going to take a little bit of time. It is a process. Last year was a big a step forward, making the finals. We hadn't done it for 29, 30 years. Now a trophy, but there's more to come from this squad, trust me.
Yeah, and more to come on Wednesday as well. Good luck in that game, but well done tonight. Go celebrate.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thanks, Alessio. Yeah, just on Andoni, if anybody is allowed an F-bomb, maybe this one time we'll let it slip through in an instance such as this.
Well, you say one time. I think every time we've interviewed Andoni Natsiopoulos, he's dropped the F-bomb. So, yeah, I guess you can understand it. It's a game of emotion, and it's an emotional time. He's the first player to lead an FK Beograd side to a cup win in 21 years. So.
You see the official presentations go through to our refereeing staff. I can't imagine how they felt in the middle tonight.
Assistant referee number 2, Dion Turner. Fourth official, Jaden Penman. Referee coach, Sean Grimman. And shadow referee, Lucas Hatches.
Referees being commended tonight. We had Tom Brinkworth in the middle. We had Nick Elligan and Dion Turner as the assistants. The fourth official was Jaden Betterman, and the shadow referee Lucas Hadgis.
Starting with number 1, Luke Schoen.
And there they are on screen, the refereeing group.
Number 2, Thomas Scott.
Presentations to the
number
runners-up.
Daniel Labasso.
In Cumberland United. Tremendous effort throughout this cup run and throughout this cup final.
Redmond.
For Cumberland.
Yes.
Sorry, I missed what you said there. It's all the excitement here, isn't it? Yeah, look, their last Federation Cup win was way back in the 15th of August 2009. That went to penalties, and they won that against Campbelltown City.
Jack Yo.
They've been runners-up on 4 occasions, but the last time they were runners-up was 1985. Campbelltown City again at Hindmarsh. But yep, for Cumberland, they'll have to wait for another opportunity. They don't come around that often, do they? I mean, only 2 teams obviously can make it to the final, and obviously only one of them can win it. I'm stating the obvious there, but I'm an expert in that. Look, they'll be disappointed, but they came here, and despite what the scoreline might suggest, they gave a good account of themselves. They took an NPL side that is high-flying right now, all the way to extra time. And their first half especially was very, very good. And just to reiterate, I felt in the middle of the park, Phil Stubbins really had nullified the threat of FK Beograd's normally potent and creative midfield, and kept them subdued. And see Ellison Dunton coming up to receive his runners-up medal. What a goal he scored to kick it all off way back in the 12th minute.
And finally, the coaches and team officials, starting with head coach Phil Stubbins.
So, just quickly, because I think we're about to be announced,
Wade Khan.
Your prediction for player of the match?
Marcus
Prediction
Demar.
for player of the match?
Who do you think's going to win it?
The game's already been. Is that a prediction?
Who do you think's going to win it?
Oh, I would have to say, on the balance of
Bushby.
things, Andoni Natsiopoulos. I mean,
Chloe Malone.
he didn't play the full game, but he did enough when he came on to change the game.
Alessio, your pick for player of the match if you can get in quick enough?
I think it's going to be Lorenzo Baselli.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll
go down to Simon Jimenez for the announcement.
To the captain of the runners-up, Ellison Dunton. You have the
But
moment
first,
to have
we'll hear from Ellison Dunton.
To support you tonight.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming out and supporting us. Gave it all we had. Unfortunately, fell short, but yeah, we go again.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause, please, for tonight's runners-up, Cumberland United.
Now we might have the man.
The next presentation is awarded to the
There we
player
go.
of the match as selected by match officials. And it is awarded to, from FK Beograd, Lorenzo Baselli.
Lorenzo Baselli is the player of the match for the 2026 Federation Cup final. Has made himself a part of the culture since coming to South Australia. great footballer and a great personality as well.
Yes, look, he's joined me a couple of times in commentary for league games here in the NPL, and lovely guy, well deserved. He's embraced the local football
And now to the winners
community and
of the 2026 Federation Cup Final.
Fine guy, well done
We'll
to him.
start with the team
I still
officials
think it was
and
Andoni
coaches.
Natsiopoulos, though.
Scott Parr.
You can tell that to Lorenzo after the game.
John Felidis.
Now the coaching staff
Matthew
from FK
Musgrove.
Beograd come up to receive their medals.
And Athasios Duopoulos.
Every single member,
Trisha Young
player,
Wenso.
volunteer, all of the above of FK Beograd
Michele
will be
Pachetta.
enjoying themselves tonight.
They absolutely will. They'll be heading down to that club room, as I mentioned before, for
And of course,
Shabbat,
head
chips and
coach
cabbage. It will be
Adrian Deloya.
Woodville West will be pumping up tonight.
Yeah, lucky for them, their ground not too far away from here either, so a fairly short drive.
Yeah, or walk. Maybe we should just walk this game
March.
off.
It'd be a march, I think.
Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen,
part of the warm down.
time to award the medals to the winning team, FK Beograd, starting with number 1, Alexander Woodlands.
Alexander Woodlands first, the goalkeeper.
Another cup final under his belt
Number 3,
as well.
Marco Toriani.
The Italian defender. Very dependable tonight, of course.
Number
Marco
5,
Toriani.
Cooper Nunn.
Cooper Nunn as well, coming up to collect his medal.
Number 7, of course, Lorenzo Baselli.
Player of the match, Lorenzo Baselli.
Number 8, Jason Konstantopoulos.
Another cup final for him.
Number 9, Abu Bakari Hussein.
Great header in the first half for Abu Hussein.
Number 14, Daniel Atkinson.
Semi-final and a final goal for Daniel Atkinson as well.
Number 17, Brandon Chentefanti.
Great match played by
Number
Chentefanti.
22, Bro Niakuru.
Really, it was I'm going to say a tough match, but
Number
it's the
23,
type of match I think as a
Marcus
player that you
Orchard.
want to play in a cup final.
Oh yeah, but as long as you come out the right end
Exactly.
of it, you know.
Exactly.
Just looking across there to the Cumberland team, you know that all credit to them. They are applauding these
Number 10,
FK Beograd
Anthony
players as they come up to receive their
Trimboli.
medals. So that's commendable. They're still out there in
And
the park.
I think as a player as well, both of
Number
these
12,
sides
Andoni
can probably look
Natsiopoulos.
back on this in years or even weeks to months, whatever to come, and
Number
remember it
13,
as a classic.
Alex
Even though
Brismere.
at least the Cumberland players, they might look on it negatively, I think they will also recognise what a spectacle
Number
they
15,
played for us
Ethan
tonight.
Harrington.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been a game that will be
Number
remembered for a
19,
long
Zach
time.
Kosic.
No doubt about that. Zach Kosic now up to collect his medal. I think he's the last
And
one.
of course, we can't forget
Or maybe
captain,
not.
number 2.
You can't
Massimo
forget him. Simon just
Falco.
said it.
Well, I just did. Massimo Falco, the last player to come up and collect a medal.
Now we're going to chat quickly to the captain as he gets a chance to say a few words to the supporters that came out to support FK Beograd tonight. Massimo, I'll give you the microphone.
Thank you. A huge appreciation to Cumberland FC. You brought it to us tonight. You've done really well in your season. Good luck for the Han Australia Cup. I'm sure you do really well. I'd also like to bring Andoni Natsiopoulos up here. Myself and Andoni, we've been through a lot. We would like to thank all of the volunteers, everyone, the supporters, our families, friends, most importantly, the coaching staff and our playing group. We owe it to you.
First of all, I'd like to just thank Football South Australia for hosting a fantastic Cup Day. Your work doesn't go unnoticed. Secondly, to Cumberland, great game today. You've had a fantastic Cup run. We wish you all the best against Heidelberg next week. And you're a fantastic club. You look like you've got great people around, so all the best. To the coaching staff, Adrian, John, Muzz, Scotty, everyone, Mick, your work doesn't get unnoticed. You know, when Adrian first called me in 2024 and asked me to be his captain, it's something I wanted to do all my life, stand in this position and lift the trophy. So
thank you. To our supporters, you're the reason why you're the best in the league. There's a reason why we're the best in the state, fan-wise. Hopefully as a club we're getting there soon. So please join us at the club for some celebrations and wish us all the best and come along on Wednesday night. Just a few special mentions. This cup is to Uroš Ivković, Chico Jovo, Chico Barto, and more importantly, for the man who's been here every step of the way for over 50 years now, is Mr. Stevo Nikolic. So,
ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to invite the head coach, Adrian Deloy, to join the captains to receive the Federation Cup trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for FK Beograd.
A classy speech from the two captains as FK Beograd celebrate the 2026 Federation Cup final. It's going back to Frank Mitchell Park.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Federation Cup champions, FK Beograd.
All those here tonight, I don't think you're going to forget this night very soon.
No, I'm sure they won't. This one will live long in the memory. We've got that big banner there and the flag to take back to the club rooms. Looks like one of those giant novelty checks, doesn't it? That's what they should bring back, isn't it? When you,
ladies and
when you
gentlemen,
win
let's hear it one more
title.
time for Cumberland United.
So, fine
as they
performance
exit
in the end. And the MPL side ultimately winning through. And it'll be a big night at Woodville West, back at Frank Mitchell Park, One Solution Park, to give it its sponsorship name tonight for them. And then they'll have to reset and focus. They've got an Australia Cup game coming up midweek, and then of course back to RA NPL action. So while it might seem a time to relax and enjoy yourselves, it's also a time for them to, reset, refocus on the task at hand, what's coming up ahead, because these games aren't that far away.
Absolutely, only just about halfway through the season. Plenty more football to be played, but again,
now the fans greet their players there, the young kids who look up to a lot of these players, don't they?
Yeah, they've got a dedicated young fan base. We see that all their home games.
Everyone's a little bit Serbian down there tonight. Even Cooper Nunn, Marco Toriani,
Daniel Atkinson,
Abu Bakari Hussein. I think everybody, even Froibert Niankuru was belting that one out. Serbia. So, very much a united team down there.
We'll try and get another chat from Alessio in a moment. But as we see the celebrations, and they celebrate with their fans, once again, a great match of football was played tonight over the course of 120 minutes. Plenty of goals, plenty of great goals, plenty of memorable goals.
Yes, well, it all started back in the 12th minute. Ellison Dunton scored in the 12th minute to open the scoring. And Abu Bakari Hussein pulled an equaliser back 33rd minute. That made it 1-1. And here is the Ellison Dunton strike way back in the 12th minute. It seems so long ago now, doesn't it? Woodland's unable to get near that one. I don't think any goalkeeper at this level, or even at a higher level, would have got to that one. It's just a superb strike there by Dunton to open the scoring. And then Abu Bakari Hussein in the 33rd minute pulled one back. Stooped low, beat his opponents there to get his header in. Left Luke Schoen for dead, and scores were level.
Until
this Daniel Labasso tap in after Hugo Remington's header back across the face of goal. That put Cumberland 2-1 in the lead again. And then Andoni Natsiopoulos, who maybe a little unfortunate in my opinion not to get man of the match tonight, came on, struck home there in the 63rd minute to make it 2-2. The fourth goal of the evening. 2-2 it finished at 90 minutes and we headed into extra time. And Anthony Trimboli coming on, scoring 2 in extra time, as well as Daniel Atkinson. There were 3 goals in that additional period. Here's Trimboli's goal here. Burst through, suggestion of offside, but wasn't given, and he put the ball away nicely to that far post. Celebrating there as the adoring fans ran over there, and you can see Andoni Natsiopoulos launching into the support there.
It's a great finish.
It was, wasn't it, to that far side. And then Daniel Atkinson's goal to make it 4-2, again to that far side. Luke Schoen will be having nightmares about that goalpost through this evening and over the next few nights, I would say.
Let's go down to Alessio for another chat.
Man of the match and arguably another man of the match. They've got a picture of you with the Ballon d'Or, but the trophy of the Federation Cup's got to be one that you guys got to be loving.
Yeah, unreal moment for the club, unreal moment for ultras, us, and some of the players we've had injured. Kristen wasn't here because he was sick, unfortunately, but Ninko and Donny, they've gone through so much, and there's no one else that deserves it more than these two boys.
And Tony, for you as well, some injury issues as well, but in extra time, in normal time as well, you provided so much, and this has got to be up there with some of your best achievements.
I've obviously lost the final a few years back with Campbelltown, and all I was doing was trying to get back for these games here. Obviously knew that they were going to be in the calendar, and it was just everything working towards being in a moment like this. Obviously last year we came up short, semi-final, and so for me it was just so important getting back and being able to contribute in some respect, because obviously I haven't been there much this season, and what a feeling. How good's this? You know?
Yeah, of course. Antony's been on the national stage before with the Australia Cup, but now yourself and some of these players as well. It's going to be a massive opportunity at your home ground as well. It's going to be a massive night Wednesday.
Oh, it is, especially against an Albanian team. The rivalry serves against Albanians. Look, we're very much looking forward to it, but I think the boys want to celebrate a little bit first, and then from tomorrow we'll start thinking about Wednesday. But it'll be a massive game, and hopefully a lot of people show up and support us, and it'll be unreal.
And both of you were on that park when it was such a hard game as well. Cumberland come back twice in this game, went down 2 times, and they were still fighting out there. It definitely wasn't an easy game for you guys, but in the extra time it just opened up.
Yeah, look, all the credit to Cumberland. They did not give up the whole way through. They didn't sit off. They came out and kept on just swinging and coming, and they got their reward with it. They're a fantastic team, and I really take my hat off and respect the way they play, everything, the way they go about, the way Stubbsy set them up and their playing group. They made it really difficult for us tonight, even with the advantage that we had at the end. But even for us, we've been in that position before where we've had the advantage, like against youth team last year, didn't capitalise. So for us, doing that this year shows the maturity of the squad, and I think how far we've come and grown, and hopefully, there's more.
Yeah, building as well. Been building after finals last season, semi-final, and now you've gone past, got the silverware as well. It's going to be a massive night at the club. Go and enjoy, boys.
Thank you, Alessio. As they walk away celebrating. I feel like I've repeated myself almost a million times about how great tonight was, David, but it was just so special in the aspects of football, culture, atmosphere, everything possible to contribute to a night such as this happens, and it happened brilliantly.
Yeah, look, no complaints from me. We have been served up a classic on a platter. A thoroughly enjoyable evening, and again, commiserations to Cumberland, who should hold their heads up high. for their performance tonight.
That's it. That's us for the Federation Cup as we see a final replay of all these goals. David, it's been great to have you alongside me once again. Always a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me along. I've enjoyed every single minute.
And Alessio, it's been a long shift for you today, but I hope you've enjoyed it just as much as we have.
Yeah, well, they're bringing the warmth now. All these players and coaches on the pitch. I'm getting a little bit warmer, and I'm dry, so I'm happy.
Very much so. Thank you to all of you for joining us on the broadcast. It's been our absolute pleasure to have you alongside us. Thank you to Chris, our producer, our camera operators up on the scaffold who have also done a hard shift within the rain. It's come to a brilliant afternoon of football, a brilliant day of Cup finals. It's been here at Service FM Stadium. One of mine to stick in the memory for a very long time. And FK Beograd, the ones with the trophy at full time. Been great to have your company for this 2026 Federation Cup final. Full-time score. FK Beograd 5, Cumberland United 2.
You had to double check there, Seb. It's been one of those nights where you just...
you weren't meant to point that out.
It's just, for the benefit
that was
of people,
meant to be the outro.
for the benefit of the people watching, it has been an evening like that you just glance at each other and you go, was it 5-2?
You're not meant to look at me and
It
correct.
doesn't
That was meant
matter.
to be
It
the
was
outro.
just a wonderful moment.
That was supposed to be the outro. I have to do it again now.
Okay, go.
Okay. Full time here at Service FM Stadium. Full time score, FK Beograd 5, Cumberland United 2.